move like a glitch. Eyes wide shut, still dodging the snitch. Laptop missing, emails encrypted. Truth so loud, the mainstream clipped it. Flash drive full, got that dead man code. But I keep it cold like a heart on the road. DC nights where the back doors crack. One wrong file and you never come back. I wanna be rich, but not self-rich. Ricky leaking out your dome into a ditch. You wish the simulation had a glitch. You wanna be rich, but not self-rich. But not self-rich. G-man lurking by the food truck line. Whispers in the Wi-Fi trailing mine. Check my 6 when I speak that facts. They erase folks cleaner than income tax. No chain, no fame, just VPNs. Tryna buy a truth in a world full of friends who smile like masks in a masquerade, but flip the switch like a deep state blade. I wanna be rich, but not self-rich. Know too much, get left in a ditch. CIA scratches if Clinton's getting itch. Yeah, I wanna be rich, but not self-rich. They say the truth will set you free, but what if it just sets you up? Tryna whistle blow, you better know you might not ever blow back up. I wanna be rich, but not self-rich. Wicked leaking out your dome into a ditch. You wish the simulation had a glitch. You wanna be rich, but not self-rich. But not self-rich. Tell my mama I ain't suicidal, but they tap phones like a new revival. USB full of names in bold. One email could get me cold. I ain't cute, but I see the plan.
Can you save us, Britney Spears? Can we be saved? God, why is Satan controlling the universe?
Here comes Santa. Here comes the world we used to think we knew is constantly exposing who our possibilities come true. So what we do is call out to the good guys, good guys. Witches, widows, MAGA, mystics, entertaining cunning linguists, good guys. The forum of the quorum needs a secretive society to advance our philosophies intentionally, magically, good guys. Conspiracy, sex, culture, making it's okay to change your thinking, good guys. Good guys, good guys, good guys. The world we used to think we knew is constantly exposing woo. Our possibilities come true. So what we do is call out to the good guys, good guys. Witches, widows, MAGA, mystics, entertaining cunning linguists, good guys. The forum of the quorum needs a secretive society to advance our philosophies intentionally, magically, good guys. Conspiracy, sex, culture, making it's okay to change your thinking, good guys. Good guys, good guys, good guys.
Big ups, big ups. Welcome back to another episode of The Secret Society of Good Guys. As always, we are your goodest of guys. And if you'd be so kind to hit any of your hearts or thumbs up or like and subscribe or share it with your mom. Happy Friday. Hi, Thomas.
Let's do some Gia Monster Venom right now. Let's just snort
I'm geeking on it. Yeah.
Let me zoom into you guys a little bit.
I'm ready.
Hi. How's your 2 weeks been? We took off
Last week.
Mm-hmm. And
I needed this.
Yeah. It's been entertaining. What is going on?
News happened. There's like news that we can talk about, I think, right? Did anyone see the Odyssey? Did you guys see the Odyssey like I did?
No, I didn't. I want to, but I'm just like, oh, why they make the girl?
It's online. You can just watch it online. Like everything is now.
Is it good?
No.
Oh God. Why they do my people like that?
I'm super anti 3-hour movies. I can't make it through a 2.5-hour movie, let alone a 3-hour movie.
I want to watch it just so I can hear the language that they use in it and to see how similar it is to my language. Because it's coming out that the language that was spoken was the Skiptar language and not the Greek, and everything that you can translate now makes more sense when you use the Albanian language rather the Greek language.
Well,
So
I wouldn't get too excited because this one has specifically been written to use like not TikTok English, but modern English, like 20th century English.
okay, all right, good job.
They're like, yo, for real, no cap.
No way.
No, not. I don't think it's that crazy, but I think someone called someone daddy. They're like, yeah, I talked to my daddy the other day.
What the fuck? Yeah, I heard all kinds of mixed things about this.
My mouse stopped
I loved
working.
Inception, right? So like, I really like that movie. But he's got some other good movies. People really like Tenet. People really like Memento. I tried rewatching Memento recently, and I still don't get it. I mean, I saw it when it first came out, and it felt like something cool and new. But now when I rewatch it, I just get confused, and I'm not sure if I ever understood it.
I don't think I've ever seen that, honestly.
That wasn't the
Memento.
first one, I think. Not his first movie ever. That was the first one that put him on the map.
I
It's
like
not a bad
Inception. I
movie.
don't understand
It's just confusing as hell.
I mean, I guess Memento, I get it, but I just feel like it was like the first of its kind. Like now there's a
Right.
lot of movies that play in this like time warp type thing. Okay, I have to ask you, this is so off topic, but so for some reason, like my mouse pad just stopped working. And so now when I click any buttons, it goes ding. Do you guys hear the ding every once in a while, or is it just on my
I
end?
think it's just you.
Yeah,
I
it's just
thought
you.
the audience might have heard it because I felt like somebody put ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, and I was like,
Maybe they could hear it on there.
yeah, I
and
don't know.
haven't heard it.
But yeah, so it's not working, and so I don't know what to do right now. I don't know if I should reset. Like, I don't know if I should reset my computer, or will it knock off this stream, or if you guys stay in, is it fine?
I think
your
it would
guys'
stay
thought?
because last time you logged off, we were still in here.
Yeah, a few times I've logged off and you guys have stayed in, right?
I mean,
All
you're
right.
working now, right? What's the problem?
No, I'm not touching my mouse.
But
Like,
if
I can't move
anything,
anything or open any of the tabs or any of that stuff.
if it does go out, we will be back on live. You just catch the next,
Yeah,
stream
I'll restart it just in case. But I wanted
Yeah.
to mention to you guys now, so you guys carry on. I'm gonna reset my computer and I'll be RB.
Awesome.
And if
Okay.
anything happens, I hope it doesn't. What a drag! But if it does, then yeah,
They'll understand.
see you guys
They love us, right?
yeah. It's
Right,
probably
Pat?
just for the extra magic. It was extra glitchy too. So
Yeah.
even let's see, it won't. You don't hear it at all. Like
No.
it won't even let me touch my X at the corners of my screen to get out of here.
It's a battery issue, maybe?
Not a lot of
No, it's
leaf.
not attached by battery.
Oh.
Anyways, okay.
Okay.
Maybe I don't know. You guys carry on though, and don't worry about me if I disappear.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, I kind of want to hear why you were coming in hot on peptides all of a sudden today. Like, what sparked it?
Well, okay. I saw Patriot, conservative aunt. He's this gay guy, lots of followers. He podcasts. He's very vocal on shit, and he was very vocal on jabs back in the day. Like, super, don't do it. It's fucking poison. Pure blood all the way. Yes. And then I wake up, I'm sitting on the toilet taking a dookie. Let me No, I wasn't, but I was just sitting on the toilet scrolling through my phone. Scrolling on my phone, and I see him with some white coat talking about, oh, peptides this and peptides that. And I'm like, hey, Aunt, just so you know, like there's evidence of, not for me, NIH, that there's mRNA tech that biohacks your DNA inside the peptides. Yo, people started commenting on it and saying, oh, she's so stupid. She just did a Google search. And I'm like, it's in the NIH. And then conservative aunt replies, wow, you see, I can't even post anything without people fighting. I was like, no one's fighting. I'm sharing truth, what you should be doing and what you have been doing, supposedly calling yourself a pureblood. Um, that you wouldn't be pushing stuff like that. You would do your research first before you push things like that. So then I made a video sharing this information, and people are like, "Oh wow, yeah, you don't know what you're talking about. Oh, it's the amino acid this and this amino acid that." I was like, I could give two fucks about amino acids. I'm not talking about amino acid. I'm talking about mRNA. And then the link between Ozempic and vision loss and all the side effects that come along with the mRNA. And it's like, poof, all this information apparently disappeared in 2021, and everybody wants the peptide maxing because it's so cool. And that Clavicular decided that, hey, we're going to push this and everybody's going to fucking inject themselves like fucking junkies because it's the cool thing to do, but not research what you're injecting into yourself. And then when you show them the information, they fucking spaz out. And that's why I got my energy, because they're fucking spazzing out on truth. And I fucking love it. And I say, shove it in every fucking hole that exists. Shove it in your asshole, shove it in your vagina hole, shove it up your ear hole and your
This is
nose
not medical
hole.
advice, by the way.
No, it's medical advice. No, do it. Go ahead, shove it in every hole that exists, you pure blood patriots out there. So yeah, I had to make a couple videos. Some people didn't like it, especially these so-called purebloods. But you got to lay out the information, and it's called, what's that particular lizard that they're using in these peptides?
It's like a Gila monster, right? Or
Gila
like
monster.
a Gila monster.
Yeah.
I've
like-
actually looked into this because I think this is interesting. So it was a guy called Dr. John Eng. He's like some Asian dude, and he was working at Mount Sinai Hospital, and he was doing like diabetes research, and he found this peptide that was in the Gia monster venom, like in their saliva essentially, and he isolated it. But what we've got now, like all the peptides that you're talking about, they're basically like synthetic recreations of the thing that he found. So what happens is that when you say like, oh, it's got Gia, monster venom in it, you'll be like, oh, Snope says that that's false. That's actually not correct. Well, technically, it's just a synthetic version of the thing that they found in the venom, right?
I think yes and no. I believe they're using the actual venom like they do in other vaccines, not just an mRNA. They use different types of snake venom, venomous species. Okay, the Gila one is just one of them. But apparently, if you look deeper, a lot of these vaccines have venom in it, especially the Pfizer, Moderna, whatever. And that's what's causing the coagulated blood in a lot of these people, and these mRNA tech kind of self-assembling into these weird structures that wasn't inside the body and all of a sudden appearing. And it's like the new thing, just, hey, you want to lose weight? Yeah, okay, you'll lose your vision, but that's fine. You'll look skinny.
Do you think that there's a chance that this is like the advanced version of nanotech? Because one of the concepts of nanotech is that like little computers and like little microcontrollers are all in you. But if you can boil that down to even a smaller level, so it's just biological, then this would be like an early release, right? It's like the beta
I
tab.
think so, mainly because, I mean, it's literally hacking your DNA, It's transhumanism. Why are you saying that you need to hack our DNA to solve a problem when, number one, we're natural human beings? We're supposed to be taking natural substances like natural herbs, natural tonics, or
Technically,
tinctures.
Gia monster's saliva is natural, no?
Yeah, but like to inject it into your vein or into your body, I don't know. But then again, when you think about like what's his name? Cornelius Agrippa? Is
Yeah.
that his name? Yeah. He talks about the research of like, taking lizards or turtles and investigating why they live so long, and like how can we implement what keeps them living long into biology for us. And I think that's where a lot of the sorcery comes from, this witchcraft idea, is like, how do I take this thing and put it into me so I can become the thing, so I can defeat like death. For instance, I could live to 150 years old. But I feel Like there's a way to do it, but they want to push it this way.
Well, this is one of my favorite topics too that gets into the adrenochrome thing, because the same guy that did the research, he was the founder of orthomolecular medicine, and he's basically responsible when you go and get your cereal and it says fortified with iron, or it's got like all these added, vitamins and minerals. Like that's basically orthomolecular medicine, and the whole premise of that is that all these doctors got together and they decided that people were acting a certain way and they could curb behavior. It's like where Kellogg cornflakes came from, even, where he wanted to like make everyone's palate more mild so that people wouldn't be crazy. He wanted everyone to be kind of like Quakers, essentially, like Amish. And when they introduced this fortified cereal, it was basically to baseline everybody's behavior, so you can see exactly how that could be rolled out. Like now, essentially, General Mills is kind of like a drug dealer in a way, right? Like they're deciding what your regular balance of vitamins and minerals is supposed to be.
Yeah, and not only that, dude. The whole idea of like, what is it that atrazine in the water, and now they're finding out freaking Starbucks and this correlation with making women like hate men. Apparently, there's a study coming out that there's there's something in Starbucks that's making people gay and irritable. Women are becoming irritable. I swear to God, this is not me saying it. This is on the internet. Okay, I'm just repeating it. Don't shoot the messenger. Shoot the messenger mRNA. Let me stop.
That was clever.
Messenger mRNA. But yeah. What was I saying?
I mean, I assume it's like microplastics that are like in the lining of the cups or something.
Something, dude. It's all it's all alchemy. And if they found a way to like use the mRNA to kind of find a pathway into our DNA, it's like literally changing people's DNA. Anything you eat literally can program your DNA. Food, water, weather, energy, how you feel, how you speak. It literally is the antenna that creates your reality, isn't it? Isn't that what they're finding out, that DNA is an antenna?
Everything that you consume turns into a precursor, which then becomes everything that runs your body, right? Your bones, your blood, everything.
Yeah.
Some would say you are what you eat.
Yeah.
Like literally, yeah.
So men, if someone calls you a pussy, don't be upset at that. Be like, yes, I am. I am what I eat. Simple reply, Don't be offended by that.
It's hard too when this particular topic comes up, because it's like once you've mainlined it, once you've injected a thing, like you fully accepted it, right? And then to admit that was like a mistake, you're going to be wondering for the rest of your life, like what did that do to me? And I mean, there's things that I've probably like snorted on like a Friday night at 2 a.m. where I'm still wondering, like, is that the reason why, I black out every third Tuesday on like a leap year or something?
Same, I could relate. Oh man, I don't even know, man. It's like, do whatever you want, y'all. Whatever you want to do, whatever you want to inject, just like the heroin that people inject in the corridors and they don't let people see and people know. Do that with your peptides. Stop pushing it.
Well, I think a lot of it too is do whatever you want. I always am where people are like freedom of choice, or we have free will. Cool. Free will has to also work in my philosophy of it, where the information you give me has to be 100%. So my free will would be based on something. Otherwise, it's just lies upon lies. And so with all the medical, but with these peptides specifically, you look at every influencer that's, it's this time. They all, if you look at their links, they also all have links to sell peptides. And then when you look at the places that all these places are made, it's like you're mainlining some Joe Rogan alpha brain into they're from another country, and there isn't any kind of regulatory agency that's saying this is actually what's in here. So they're like, this is blue snake venom.
It's
peptide.
FDA safe, but like, really, FDA thinks Roundup is safe.
There's a lot of people too that order theirs from like Alibaba or something. You know what I mean? Like they get the ones that say like Ozem like par or something. It's got like one different letter.
Ozempit.
It is kind of a crazy day though. Like mainlining has become so mainstream. Like where you're just like tie it off, slap it up, inject it. Where it used to be like, ooh.
But isn't it
Kind of the
ironic?
future, though. I think like if you consider how much everyone's being conditioned for instant gratification right now, if you were to go and get some of like the latest today drugs, you're still just going to be taking a pill. So if you're in some kind of discomfort, it's like, all right, well, wait 2.5 hours and maybe it'll be better. The only way you can get that instant gratification is an injection or an inhalation, right? So this is just like a way of feeding in, and maybe it's not for us, it's for like the next generation, where it's like, do you want to be skinny tomorrow? Like pop, 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 like just poke yourself a few times, bam. And there's like most of the situations that we find ourselves in that you have to take a pill for, you could inject yourself and feel better way quicker, right? But it's like not the norm.
People just have to put in their heads that they were miraculously, started to appear in 2021, 2022. Like, we didn't know what the fuck a peptide was during COVID. No one was talking about fucking peptides in COVID. Like, rare. Maybe like one or two to try and introduce that idea. Just in case, people decide, hey, they don't want the jab. We're going to introduce something cool for
And this is
vaccine.
92 that they discovered the Gia venom that led to this GLP-1. So this has been in the cooker for at least 30 years plus.
Yeah, if you know gym bros, they've been using GLP-1s for a long time.
Really?
Yeah. And so it's like the same way. Every drug almost comes out for another thing. And
Well,
then
it's diabetic medication. That's where it started.
and
It
then
seemed
it's
like I started seeing it in 2021, 2022. I haven't heard much about it.
well, it's like the
personally.
fad of things where it's like one guy is like, hey, I heard if you bang your head into a wall twice, you can go to another dimension. And then it comes up again that some TikTok comes across that it's like, hey, you should bang your head into the wall and you go to
You
this
stare at
other
the sun.
dimension. Yeah.
Stare at the sun, you see angels.
Yeah, stare at the sun, burn your retinas out, and then you too can see into another dimension. So I think that, and not that you can't stare at the sun for the first 20 and the last 20 of the day, everyone. I know everyone will be like, you can't eat the sun. I know you
know
can sun
what?
stare as well. It's not the same as just Brian, your retinas on an eclipse.
We're coming to the point, and I even shared it in my video, where, it's becoming normalized for people to ingest their urine. Next thing you know, the white coat is going to come out. Yo, shit. That's the next big thing.
Let me tell you, I've got someone on my feed that I'm following now because I still can't figure out if it's real or not, but it's a guy that it does exactly what you're describing.
Eating his poo?
Not just eating it, but smoking it. He rubs it on his skin and he says that it's like good for your skin, and that like the medical establishment has been trying to basically program you to think that it's bad and toxic and poison. And he's like, no, it's actually the only thing that can save you from all of these. Yeah, I mean, it's wild, but it's the same thing. Like when Flat Earth first came out, I kind of had the same feeling, like there's no way that these people are serious. And then the more and more you watch, it's like, okay, no, there's like an actual movement of people behind this.
How'd I know?
I'll send you. Next time it pops up on my feed, I'll send it to you.
Okay, this is donuts in
He
here.
shows video of like him covered in something, and like in my mind, I'm like, he went and got like a Jello packet of chocolate pudding or something and mixed it with dirt, and he's just doing a thing. But there's a chance that it's like this is real.
Since donuts in here is part of the Illuminati toilet discussion.
Illuminati
People eating
he's
shit.
Y'all, I swear, if I tag Donut once, I tag him 5 times in a day now, because I feel like my feed is feeding me to feed him Illuminati toilet stuff. I feel like everything on
should
my
come on.
feed is. Oh, he has a link if he wants. He has
Donut,
a
you should
link.
come on.
He
Talk about
always
your
can come on and
Illuminati
tell us about
toilet.
Illuminati toilets. But I'm kind of blown away at even the lettuce of the Taco Bell. It just does feel like everything is the shit parasite in general, how it's like growing all over the nation, and it's just ironic to me that they're like, hey everyone, guess what, Mexican food makes you shit. It's just
didn't
so,
didn't
I
we
just
also
feel like didn't we grow up in a time in the 90s where we all just like people were like, eat Taco Bell, you might get the shits.
But hey, you never know, Chaney. Remember the Golden Shit Club? There's actual particles of gold that we shit out. So maybe
Taco
there's
Bell's in
something
on
to
it.
the story about eating your shit. I don't know. I'm just saying.
We did the math on that on a previous episode. I think we figured it out. It was like we were going to be a billionaire, but it was like $400,000 a month or something in gold. So
The
there's
same way that
definitely a reason.
Lookmaxer just died by injecting gold into himself, supposedly. Like, I just think when your body gets rid of something, I don't think you should like pluck your pimples and eat it. I don't think you should pick your earwax and eat it. People are like, oh, well, boogers heighten your immune system. And I'm like, so does just living.
Yeah, why are you pushing this Rockefeller nonsense
what
on us,
is
though?
this like this eating bugs mentality that people don't realize in the woo woo that I'm like,
It's called self-love, Chaney. Okay, everything that comes out of us is self-love, so we got to eat the love.
You know
that
what it
comes-
is for, though, that I really do believe? All the things we just mentioned. All the things. You could put into the ground if you were to grow a garden for your family, and it'd probably be really nutrient for the soil. So I don't think they have to go into you to not go into you. There is a cycle of it that could also happen, that somewhere in our broken like TikTok narcissistic, we have to be involved in every process of the thing. Like, go piss outside, go bury your shit, go light it on fire, do the things you have to do. I bet your tomatoes will be the best tomatoes. Like, they'll give your family exactly what you need because your tomatoes are like, this shit is deficient.
But if you went to one of your friends or family's house and you know that the tomatoes they're growing are being fertilized by their own shit, would you eat that tomato?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind.
Well, that's what I think an outhouse actually used to be. I think the outhouse was put on the land, and you dug it down enough, and all your great grandfather's shit would have been still in the outhouse. Like, there would have been every single member of your family would have, every tree, every corn cob, everything that was grown on your land would have been grown so specific that I would even argue that your family might have had the best grapes of all time, specifically for a reason. And so there was a reason that everyone wanted your family's wine and wanted your family's tomato sauce or whatever the thing may be.
Yeah.
They were like,
it's not shit that they're literally
shit. That's why
putting
you were
on.
called the shit, actually.
Right? It's not literally shit that they're putting there. They're like creating like a compost, like a thing with the shit, right? It's not actually.
You can call it different things, but compost just means like you left it outside for a while and it turned into, soggier shit.
Or like dust.
I mean, you aerate it. I mean, not an outhouse. An outhouse, it's literally just shit that just sits there and eventually, hopefully dries out.
If I know the person's like a heroin addict and they fertilize their like shit, their plants with their shit, I don't think I would be comfortable with it. Like if they're like a druggie or something.
Well,
like
even if
hardcore.
you're doing your compost, you're not supposed to put like dairy or meat in your compost. Like there's things you're not supposed to put in there. So if you, even as a human with the amount of protein that you take in, and your shit's different than like a cow shit. So it probably would need a whole different, that's why you'd have to bury it a certain amount of depth and away. So it takes a while to get into the soil and water of your farm. It wouldn't be as clean as like manure, just because you do eat bullshit. Like Layla just said, I wouldn't be okay if it was like a heroin junkie's garden.
Yeah, no. or an HIV infested human,
Those tomatoes might be strong as shit.
Fuck. Full of
Those
mRNA.
tomatoes might be like, oh, this human has broken ass immune system. They need everything. And it'd be like, burr, 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 and all the other nutrients would come from the mycelia.
Probably.
When like these
Or-
pure blood and like health debates come up, I'm thinking back when I was just picking mushrooms directly out of a cow turd and just putting it directly into my mouth. Like I feel like I don't have any room to speak on any of it.
See, Ben would come on and probably tell us this stuff too. He'd be like, "Well, you can't put it directly on, like you know, like you probably have to."
Not for mushrooms. It works overnight.
That's true. Mushrooms are definitely different in that respect. Have you heard about like vegetarians that won't eat mushroom or vegans that won't eat mushrooms?
Yeah.
Understand it.
Like they're alive, so
Yeah.
they won't.
But where do you draw the line, right?
That's
when
what I'm
do you
saying.
say something's not alive? If a mushroom's alive, then what's not alive?
And they also won't eat honey
Rock.
because it comes from an animal.
So what do they like? What do they eat essentially?
Plants.
Vegetables. Plants are alive though.
Veggies.
They breathe.
Or you just become a breatharian, right? Where you just like stare at the sun right as it's rising and you stare at it right when it's going down and then you eat air for the rest of the time.
I mean, don't you talk to a plant? And like if you talk to one and you call it stupid and another one I love you, the one that you call stupid starts to wither away.
I don't know if I
I love
believe
how
that.
often this conversation comes up on the show, and this is the number one thing. Like, if Secret Society of Good Guys was ever going to sell something, it'd be a kit to do this.
We should sell a little plan kit where it's like call this one smart and call this one stupid.
Yeah, pick one word out of a good adjective and one out of a bad, and then we'd have our audience all tag us in their experiments on TikTok and Instagram with the little kit so we can finally prove, is it Yakimoto or something? What's the guy who did the water experiment that all this kind of stems
Triggered.
from? But I just think this would be a good, because you can do it with rice. People do it with yeast, you know, so.
I mean, you can technically. Everything has like water in it, right? Kind of, in a sense. Not everything, but like, you know, liquids per se. Like when you're speaking into the rice and it starts to form
alive,
moisture.
anything biological has water, yeah.
Yeah. So technically, like you can program the water to do the thing for you, like when you speak into it.
But if water has memory and water is living, then couldn't you be such an extremist? You're like, I'm not going to consume water. Like, I'm not going to consume life.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
There's microorganisms all in that water.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I think it's interesting that like where you actually draw the exact line. Like, what about bugs? Like, I'm sure if you don't eat honey, you probably won't eat bugs.
Yeah.
But then like, what
Figs.
about
Some vegans won't eat figs because there's wasps.
Well, like, what if you had a flesh-eating bacteria, right? Isn't that technically also a creature, like a living creature that might have feelings? And so at what point do you take something that
Pickle
kills
juice?
that off?
No pickle juice for you.
What about pickle juice?
Pickle juice has like little critters, bacteria and stuff that make it into the brine that it is from a
Or
cucumber to a
kombucha.
pickle. Or kombucha, yeah.
But these are like extreme positions, right? I don't think most people take it to that far of an extreme.
What
Like
makes it extreme though?
Well, because like on the level, right? You've got people that don't eat meat, and then you've got like pescatarians that just eat fish, and then you've got vegans that don't even use any kind of animal byproduct to the point where they won't eat something that has like a marshmallow if the marshmallow is made from gelatin, because gelatin can be sourced from like horse hooves or something, right? But then there's like vegan versions of all of that stuff. But then if you're like, I don't even eat honey, I don't even, that like all of those, you're basically going into like a more and more of a niche. And I guess the more niche you are, I'd call that an extreme.
But isn't the premise like anything that is alive? So why is anything under that category when it even is to the molecular size of bacteria or let's say plankton or whatever?
Well, it
like,
becomes a lot of it, I think, is a philosophy of anything with a face.
Or anything with a consciousness, or anything with like awareness, or anything that can feel pain.
Oh,
but at
they're
a
in
certain
for
point,
big
like
shock.
because there's arguments like, do bugs feel pain? Like if you squash a cockroach, does it
I
feel
think so.
pain and suffering?
I think so. I think everything is conscious. Like all bugs, all things that are alive in that sense have a consciousness in it. So that really
Do
defeats
you
what
think
they're
at
saying.
all? this part of the movie. Like, let's just play in the other timeline. Like, Hillary won twice. Like, let's just play in that timeline where we all, like, we're on lockdown and we're still on lockdown and we all go through fast food chains because everybody was essential worker and, like, all the beef plants closed down. So now we're eating Bill Gates meat and we're like, oh my God, thank God for Bill Gates. He's such a savior. He made all this. Thank God he thought of it in time to make the meat. Don't you think this part of the story would be telling us veggies were bad? Because that's the next part of the movie that would have to play out so that they can start selling us artificial vegetables now. Like, isn't this the next part?
Actually, there's a
first,
funnier
it's easy
version
to
of
hate meat.
that I can see playing out. And this, I think it's a movie called Silent Running, which is Wall-E was kind of based on it. But the premise there is that people in the future don't eat vegetables or fruit because it grows out of the ground and the ground's dirty and it's got dirt in it and it's got like poop in it. So you would rather eat something that came out of a sterile factory untouched by human hands, and everyone just eats like little tablets that have got, you know, the nutrients that you need and all the fibers and everything. And when someone's like, hey, do you want to try this fresh apple? Do you want to try like an orange? Everyone's it's like dirty bumpkin food, right? Like, why am I going to eat something that literally just came out of the dirt? Like, that's kind of gross.
So interesting. But when you really think about it, everything eats everything. The dirt even eats like fucking death. Like,
imagine if you've only ever eaten like, you know, TV meals and like and Pop-Tarts and stuff.
Even if you had like a vegetable, but it only came off like hydroponic system, like you never even saw like dirt. Like, you could see things growing out of food towers where it was just like clean growing. I think there is. Sometimes I theorize like New York City should take all old cruise boats and move them into the harbor and make them food forests on the old boats. So it just wigs me out for people in too big of a city. I'm like, if shit's like, if they lose power for a week, like any hurricane season, it just freaks me out for them. Like, we have so many options for food, water. Any water tower that stays up has enough pressure to like give all water. Oh, who cares about anything else? What up?
Hey, oh my God, it's bright as fuck over there.
It's in a whole nother place.
Turn it down.
My bad.
What up, Donut?
Can we go back to talking about poop?
We can talk about whatever you want. It is pretty there, though. How is Hawaii?
It's cool. It's cool.
It's cool. It looks cool. Yeah, let's talk about Illuminati toilets.
Yeah, the toilet stuff was fire. Like, y'all are on fire. Layla is on fire with that.
You already know.
That stuff is so weird.
Oh yeah.
Bring it. I'm waiting, Donut. Bring the shit. Without giving away what you don't want to give away, but talk about whatever you want to. With
cyclosporiasis is all over the freaking world right now with the news articles. So we called the toilet stuff early in the year the Illuminati toilets that focus, and now it's coming to fruition. So I don't see this.
Everyone laughed, but look at you now.
Look at me now.
I'm pulling it up because I know, like, if you guys don't already follow Donut, which who doesn't already follow Donut,
real.
You should definitely go to all of his places that you can watch video, and you can get all the best in Illuminati news. But everything.
Well, so I've been focused on the toilet stuff like for literally 3 months straight. All I've been doing is reading, studying, researching the shit.
But what does this entail? Like, just right besides
it tells so much. So, like, first off, there's symbolism when it comes to the toilets. Right here, that is, who's this? Thomas?
The Oracle of
Delphi.
She pooping right there. Like, the Oracle of Delphi, that's gas that's going underneath her.
So it's sulfur, right? It was sulfur gas.
It's sulfur gas. And sulfur is this masculine essence that's straight connected to demons that you see in the Aurora Borealis. But the crazy thing is that it is the child's first gift to the mother. the poop. And this brings out the Freudian psychology of an anal personality type. And goes into dream analysis, it goes into wealth. For some reason, the divine excrement has been tied into gold for a long time, which I think is pretty funny. And now you got cyclosporiasis spreading everywhere. But think about the lockdowns with the TP. That was the big story, was the TP crisis of 2020. And they had the AI. So in the Illuminati toilets, they developed this freaking smart toilet that scans everybody's anal print and gives them a unique anal code. And they can get the ancient output of the logs and know everything about somebody, if they're sick, if they're pregnant. It's very dystopic, the toilet system that goes into the sewer system. But this is super ancient because the word system, Jordan Maxwell broke it down, comes from the Cloaca Maxima, which is ancient Rome's sewer system. Ancient Rome sewer system's called the Cloaca Maxima. Even a snake. You were talking about Snake Day. The snake has an all-in-one hatch that it poos and lays eggs out of. And it's called
Oh my gosh, and a toilet snake. Like if I had a clog in my toilet, I'd actually have to go get a toilet snake.
Yeah. And snakes actually in the toilet in a lot of these states.
Yeah, it's
in the
like
South.
snakes on a plane. It's just as big as people's like panic.
So there's also demons in the toilet too. So like you got the jinn demons, the shaitan, and then you got the Talmudic Belphegor. Then you got the ancient Akkadian, ancient Sumerian Solok, which
Ghoulies.
is the ghoulies as well. And if you watch ghoulies, they make this sigil on the ground when they're summoning the ghoulie that's on the poster, which they actually added the scene of the ghoulie in the toilet after they shot the film for marketing purposes. That's why this whole Taco Bell thing is probably just a marketing campaign with Mountain Dew. Like the whole, because they figured out that you put a warning sign.
Diarrhea.
Yeah, you put a warning sign on the cigarettes, sales increase. It goes into the death drive psychologically. So I wouldn't put it past.
It becomes a TikTok challenge. Like, hey guys, we're gonna go and have some Taco Bell right now.
Wait, you mentioned Aurora Borealis. Are you saying Aurora Borealis is the farts of Mother Nature or Mother Earth?
It possibly could be an alive spirit. It could be some sort of fart in nature as well. Like there's funny comedies written back in Socrates' time about Socrates getting pooped on by a gecko in his eyeball. And so Zeus the thunder would be his farts, but these were comedies. But if we go back even further, like in ancient Egypt, the whole world was created through somebody ejaculating all over the planet, and the moistness of the rain was the vaginal fluids, and then it birthed life. Like I'm probably saying it wrong, but it's something similar to that. And that's not the only life creation story. Yeah.
That's
And the
wild.
Yes. So yeah, I got too much of this. That's why I wanted to hop on.
One
here.
of the first books like they give a whole generation is Everybody Poops.
That's written by a Japanese man, which I didn't know.
And I think the squatty potty, I always thought this is, you guys, when it was about China for me, was all the way back with the squatty potty. When Howard Stern first started to push the squatty potty and tell people in detail all about his shits every day and how clean the squatty potty would help him and I was like, what is all this? Why do they want us shitting like a Chinese person? Yeah,
Well-
there's things about kinked colons and all this blah, blah, blah stuff. But that's also all propaganda that they all push, that is all medicine we all read to think this thing so that we'll squat over holes just like them, which is all the same exact thing. So already the Chinese takeover, it wasn't just the farmland, it wasn't just the real estate in New York. The fact that they were like getting us ready for a Chinese internment camp, with because they were like, we cannot have all these Americans with porcelain toilets needing to take shits. We need to get them unkinked and ready to squat so they're ready to be in the internment camps. So that is part of like
I ain't squatting over no hole. That ain't
That
Well, I know-
American.
it's
I know
we
back
call it a
home-
throne. Like we do, like the toilet for us
Yeah,
as
pat- pat the
Americans
brush,
is a
right?
fuck you to China. We're like, we're gonna sit here on our throne and you can squat over your hole.
Well, here's the thing, though. Here's what I've noticed that back in the day, what they had us do versus what we don't do now. Back in the day, they told us to suck our gut in, like, keep it tight, keep it firm. The way you use the bathroom, because back home, 20 years ago, a lot of places didn't have toilets. They had their squatty, what are they called? Outhouses, where it's like all porcelain and it's done nice and it can flush and everything, but you're squatting. But the science of like that whole pressure on your stomach and keeping your gut tight and not loose and not having those digestive problems, I think there's a science to that is actually beneficial because we're not sucking in our guts and we're not activating our core all the time. So when you're sitting lazily on a toilet, like I can see for myself because I deal with like gut issues right now, I can see the need for that, like keeping your core engaged like as much as possible. But
They used to teach us all that. That was a normal thing. Your mom would like look over, or my mom would, and we aren't from the same place growing up. And I'm sure your mom did too. And she'd say it to you in Albania. And my mom would look at me and be like, suck your stomach in.
Yeah, like why are you walking like that?
When I told that to lady friends of our generation now, they were like, oh, that's horrible. I would never tell that to my kids because they think it's all a fat thing. When in reality, you're so grateful that you have that like core strength. You hurt your back less. Like there's so much that goes into it other than just like
and that's why corsets make sense too. They're like, oh, don't wear the corset because no, actually it keeps everything tight and like engaged, and that's great for the core. That's great for your
set. It's setting your core.
Well, these Chinese people, they also got this thing called yellow soup, and yellow soup. Yellow soup. It's ancient.
Is it
and
pee?
It's poo soup of a healthy fecal human, a human that with healthy poo. And people drink it. Yeah, I swear. This is something, and they still do it today. And right now, it's actually being sold in capsule pills, rebranded not as yellow soup anymore, but as something else.
Are you doing a product launch right now?
Crazy.
And you can get some over on paranoidamerican.com right now.
Yellow soup.
Comes with a free Real Housewives comic book.
Is this a new peptide?
To read on the toilet. But the Japanese got the middle finger to America because their toilets are supreme. They got the Toto toilets, which really inspired me to go down a lot of the toilet information because they're just living like kings. They're so sophisticated and they got the best toilet system. You walk up to the toilet.
China hates Japan
They hate each other.
for their superior toilets. This might be the reason.
This is a big reason for sure because they crush in the toilet department, but they're Toto toilets. It's called Toto. If you look at the Aleister Crowley deck, it says Toto on it in Japanese, which is Thoth, which is Mercury, which is this mercurial spirit of Mercury, the winged helmet Mario Plumber spirit that can travel. It's the messenger. So these Toto toilets are the messenger. They're the Hermes, the Hermes Trismegistus messenger.
You're blowing my mind just with Wizard of Oz right now. I never thought of Toto being the Mercury.
And Judy Garland died on the toilet, right, of Wizard of Oz. So there's this connection, yeah. And Elvis did too. So there's
I remember always looking at bathtubs. It's the fucking toilet.
What is?
Yeah, you know, like the whole bathtub rituals and like everyone posing in the bathtub. Yeah.
Right.
But it's the fucking toilet.
It's the bathroom, right? So you got the bathtub, the toilet. It's all happening in the bathroom because the bathroom is the private space that is very symbolic in Stanley Kubrick films and Alfred Hitchcock films. So it's very symbolic. It's like where humans go to be private in an animal for just a moment of time. But the thing is that the crowd collective Orwellian technocrats have entered the toilet with the smartphone. So everybody's on their phone while they're watching the rituals go down. And now the toilets are going to be implemented with this new technology. And this cyclosparalysis is probably part of that, to just tiptoe into this 2030 agenda.
Yeah, I've sat on a rich
Do you
toilet
think
before.
the humans sitting on top,
Wow.
like, do you think they're
a nice
sitting on a
one?
ziggurat? Is that what it's called? Do you think a toilet is some version of like a human sacrifice hole? Like how they would say, like,
Giving up your homunculus, yeah.
it is.
Dropping your kids off at the pool.
It doesn't feel like that big of
Dropping
a
the little turds
sacrifice,
off.
though. Like a sacrifice is supposed to be something you wouldn't normally do.
The same way they taught us about Christopher Columbus, they also told us forever that Australian toilets went backwards, and that was a lie.
It was a lie. Yeah,
was
I
a
didn't know
lie.
this till recently. Those are scams.
It's so crazy. It's like, no, that's just the way your sink or toilet's built.
The etymology of toilet is very interesting.
What?
Oh, what is that?
Cover or bag for clothes. There's a toilet. A cloth for clothes. A cloth net. Fine cloth cover. Hold on. And then thence applied in articles collectively used in dressing, mirror, bottles, brushes, combs. Then it became fashionable by a lady during the finishing stages of her toilet fence. I don't know. But anyway.
Perfume, like a lesser perfume, isn't it? Usually
But if you,
But
if
it's
you
like
think
toil.
about it too, it's like what guy, like a true alpha guy is like, I don't take showers and baths. That's for the lady. Like when she wants to go get gussied up, she'll go and take a bath and a shower and put all that stuff on. But like that's the ladies' room.
But it comes from the word toil.
which is
Hunting,
curious.
cloth, web, to weave, construct. It's just very interesting. Why would they use that word?
Yeah, toil.
That's
Why
so
would it be
interesting. Yeah.
toilet?
Is this why like groups of women go to the bathroom together, is to go and like toil?
We
And
spot
we-
each other in there, so no one has
Weave.
to touch the
Yeah.
seat with their cheeks.
We weave our manifestations into
You always have to
reality.
go with another girl because they'll hold your hand so you can just hover.
Just like the fates, baby. Uh-huh.
I usually say
ACL.
that whole thing of girls
know, you
going to
know.
the bathroom in pairs is just a lesbian psyop.
Well, so with guys, it's territorial, just like a rabbit shitting. The rabbit pellets, they leave a poo trail. They have two different types of poo. One is the rabbit trail, and I'm following the rabbit trail, not the paper trail. And that's a territorial thing, just like a dog pissing on the Illuminati hydrants. That's like a territorial thing. And guys, when we go to the urinal, we're like territorial as well, which is interesting. So it's interesting to hear about the female perspective in the Bono.
This is in Oregon, the old bars that were all attached to the Shanghai system, which was
Oh, is that the one that's like the toilet for everybody?
just the front of the bar was just a urinal. So it's like, you know
What?
how there's those at the bar where you have the like place where you put your feet if you were sitting at a stool and you'd put your feet on it. That wasn't made for that originally. It was like the front of the bars were just urinals. So you just be having a beer and chit-chatting because there wasn't ladies in the bars. It was all like working men that were in ship
Ew.
systems. So
What
the
the
whole
fuck?
entire front. And they were like copper and bronze, like crazy nice materials. When you look at these old urinals, they're next level. It almost makes me think he who has the best toilet rules the world. Like this is something like if you look through time of just who had the best toilet win, you'd probably follow the dynasty.
I want to say I've been to like some weird place in Texas where like the urinal was like a huge like river water trough made out of like nice like shiny brass and everything, and everyone would just go into this room and like pee in this weird little like river that was like constantly flowing water through the whole thing. It wasn't like anything normal you've ever seen. Like there weren't individual stalls, just like this big winding sort of like
Piss
a
river.
bronze river.
You were
like
talking
India.
about gold in the poo. There's gold in it.
Golden the shit. Yeah, the Golden Shit Club.
Yeah, we talked about it last year, I think.
Everybody has like trace minerals inside your shit, inside your whole system is constantly processing it. The way they're like, you have microplastics in your balls. Yeah, and you also have gold and silver. And
Yeah, you got like nanoparticle. Like if you're around electronics, most electronics have some kind of trace gold or whatever in them. So like at any given point, you're breathing in little tiny nanoparticles of gold, and since your body can't process it, you eventually shit it out. So if theoretically, if you were to collect everybody's shit and had a way to extract just the gold nanoparticles, I think the math we did was that in New York City, after 1 month, you could harvest around $400,000 worth of gold. But that's only going up. You know, like the price of gold only goes up from here, so it would scale with inflation.
it was crazy to look at how much like the average person had in them. And then if you took any big city and you were just like, theoretically, if we put a filter on it to catch this stuff, and that was just gold. It wasn't
was just one
silver or platinum or anything else. Yeah, it was just one city.
So etymology urine. Okay. Just to see. And it
You're in
comes
luck.
from
Layla has etymology.
I love etymology. I fucking love it. It's like I'm
I do
addicted
too.
to it. It comes from the root word the Latin word urina from which is regarded as a source also of Greek oran, urine. It is held to be a variant root of water, liquid, milk. And in Old Norse, it was called drizzling rain, or it meant drizzling rain. And then it connects to the word udder for udders and like milk. So.
And even the word shit is etymologically connected to cutting. So it comes from, dang it, I forget what it comes from. I just listened to it.
Let's see.
But it's like scat. I think it comes from scat. Shit comes from scat, which means to cut.
Skit. It comes from skit, skay, to cut, split, or separate. Skay.
You also in your digs, John McAfee. It was interesting that he was one of the few people, if you could theorize, that would have a backdoor to the internet. Like everything that people are like, oh, the dark web could be a honeypot, or Epstein Island could be a honeypot, or Playboy Mansion, or just John McAfee could give away computers to everyone with literal backdoors, which really happened. So I feel like the drag of John McAfee was all about like, he's into scat. He's into playing with shit. It was like part of the, like they were trying to find anything on this guy to just put through, instead of just admitting like, oh, he has the backdoor to the internet and faked his own death.
Yeah.
And the back door is funny because it's the back door.
Yeah.
That was you were going with it?
No, that's perfect. Yeah, like that is so funny. But I just remember him being really the scat thing. Like that was like the first time I heard of it, where I'm like, what? People are into what? And it was all John McAfee stuff.
Well, since we're on the topic of etymology, for some reason I saw passion. And I was like, I just want to get the etymology of it. You would think it's an amazing word, but it's not. It's a horrible word. It's to endure pain and suffering. And I'm like, how is that used in romantic terminology? I want passion. I want this. I want that. So you're manifesting fucking suffering? No, I don't want fucking passion. I don't want it. Keep it. I don't want it. And then it came to my mind, Passion of the Christ. And I'm like, why is it called Passion of the Christ? And now I'm like, suffering of Christ.
Well, also you were talking about the peptide rituals, and I was breaking down the methylene blue rituals, like how connected it is to Mel Gibson with Apocalypto, and also that whole community that's like on UFC, right? Everybody turning blue, but it's sort of the same field. They were all mad at me because I was saying that the organs are turning blue. I wasn't even saying it was good or bad for you. I was like, this stuff turns you blue, so maybe it's like some sort of ritual to turn people blue, like an apocalypse.
Mother God. She that chick that they tried to put that whole documentary
Shiva?
on HBO, she turned blue from injecting it.
Oh,
Oh,
The
Silver?
really?
QAnon lady, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you got Bonnie Blue, and then there's just like all these different kinds of blues out there.
Let
Blue
me
Ivy.
throw here too, in case you don't have this note,
Queen
but
Bee.
Mel Gibson in Lethal Weapon 2, they do put a toilet bomb, like they blow up a toilet in that movie. So there's
Oh,
another
really?
Mel Gibson toilet connection.
I hope y'all don't mind me clipping like this and putting it on my channel because this is
No,
great.
not at all.
No,
Yeah,
do whatever
no,
you
not
want.
at all. Yeah.
If anything's interesting, you steal
Even
it.
the Taco
You
Bell
sure.
was in Demolition
Take it.
Man.
The
Won-
seashells.
Taco Bell won the fast food war. We were talking about like the food wars before. In Demolition Man, they make that prediction that Taco Bell wins the fast food wars, but it's not Taco Bell anymore. It's like little tiny, like synthetic things that's just called Taco Bell.
Are we really going into a world like that, y'all?
But also in the ziggurat, like that's that triangle shape where, like you were saying, Apocalypto, where they would bring all of the people to sacrifice them. It was at the top of the pyramid. And so they would
Yes.
like feed them to the top. That is exactly what a bell looks like with the ringer on the top. It's that same like human. It's like the Oracle of Delphi, where it's like the human on top of this like triangle shape,
pyramid,
which
yeah.
is kind of similar, like except upside down, I guess, a little bit with the porcelain.
You said bell, so I just rang it.
Good. Get the demons out of the room.
Ding.
What did you just say before
That
that?
reminds me of Alan Watts. That brings you into the now. Have you ever
Mhm.
listened to Alan Watts? He's cool.
Yeah, all the time. I fucking love him.
I mean, I like him too. I like he has this book called The Book.
The
and
what?
It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's like
It's called the what?
it's called The Book, The
Oh, yeah.
Tap of You, and it's like pre David Icke like work in a sense. Like it's one of those books you read and you're just like, what the heck? Especially for me, it was.
I play his stuff right before I get ready for work. I'm sitting, doing my makeup, and I'm just listening. It's the best stuff to listen to and just like relax and be calm to, and just, oh, I knew that already. Oh, yeah, I knew that also. There's just great stuff.
I learned about him when I was 17, and I was like in my gangsta phase, right, where I was like listening to rap and thinking I'm all cool. And then I heard Alan Watts, and I was like, whoa, I've never even thought, like I was thinking totally different way. And I've been sort of chasing that for a long time since then. I feel like that was one of those big moments where I was like, what the heck? And right now I'm like into all these different types of, it's just like when you learn something new, it feels like you're drinking some coffee. You're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Did you hear about, okay, I don't know if you heard about this. What's the guy's name? And I'm just saying this, I know his name, but what's the guy's name who has the big church who's real positive? And I'm going to start it off.
Oh,
Joel
Osteen.
Okay, so his name,
I know.
Mandela. You saw that? Okay.
Yeah.
What is
It's
that?
not
Name
Osteen.
changed. Yeah,
It's
It's
Osteen.
changed. Yeah, it's Olstein, but his name changed. Now it's Austin, and it's like everywhere.
I
It's
even
not-
said Olstein, right?
You
Just
did.
now
That's
to
why,
you.
That's why I did that.
So did
like,
I.
yeah.
Because that's his name. It
Thomas?
ain't Osteen.
Wait, are we saying this is like a Mandela effect?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Contrarian
Yes.
Thomas, what do you think of this
I
one?
thought it was Olstein.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
it was. It was Olstein. I've been listening to him since 2012. If you start off with a joke, it's that's why I don't know how he talks, but you start off with a joke.
He's just a weirdo. He's not a human being that into Osteen.
I know he is weird.
Osteoporosis.
Huh. It's interesting. It's like a Berenstain. Like
Mm-hmm.
that gets in my time travel
Olstein,
wars.
yeah, it's like a steam. Olstein, Bearstein. That's crazy.
I think people are messing with corona visors and Tesla tech and everything else. And I think that is some of the shifts in some of this stuff. I feel like reality is like shifting sand under our feet. And we're like, this is how it is always. And I just don't think that, I think it's malleable. Or
Listen
we're
to
not
this.
always on the same timeline or
Under
dimension.
one of the Olstein Mandela videos, people are describing their own Mandela effects, okay? There's this one person who experienced a wild Mandela effect, and it had to do with his 4-year-old son, okay? And having a particular birthmark, and his name is Dave, okay? So this parent goes to the store and is like, wow, like staring at this guy, and just like, my God, he looks just like like an older version of my son. But like, why can't I take my eyes off of him? So, it's
He's gay.
his turn to, no, it's his turn. So it's his turn to get checked out. So he's like, I'm sorry for staring, but like, you look like an older version of my son, like spitting image of him. He's like, it would be funny if his name is Dave. And he's like, well, his name is Dave. He's like, what a coincidence. And he's like, yeah, it would be even funnier if you had the same birthmark as him. And what do you know? Same birthmark, same fucking spot, looked like him, 24 years old, and that's 4-year-old, so a 20-year-old difference. So then he goes home, and he's in his head, he's like, wow, what the fuck? Like, I think I met my future, like the future version of my son on this timeline. So then he goes back to the store, brings the receipt, and he's like, hey, I want to see if this guy's here. He's been going every day for 2 weeks. And he finally went up to them and said, does so-and-so Dave work here? He's like, no, we never had a Dave work here. He's like, what are you talking about? Like, I remember this day perfectly. Like, this is what happened. You can even go check the cameras. They're like, no, sir, we never had a Dave work here. He's like, Britt, show me your receipt of the interaction of the day. No, Dave wasn't on the receipt. Like, this person did not dream it, but experienced that experience, but that person never existed. So it's like, was it a time jump? What did timelines cross? I don't fucking know. It was just mind blowing to see that testimony. And I'm just like, it's not the only one. Many people have had that testimony too. So what is going on?
Haley Zega, I believe. She was walking in the forest and with her grandparents, and she was lost. And they would put a search party out and all this stuff for days and days. And when she was lost, she said that she found a girl, and the way she described her, because they found her, and she said that she was with this girl, and this is a story that you can look up. And the girl she was with that was leading her where to go was another girl who was lost like 30 years prior that was never found. And so what happened is that they walked through some sort of portal, right? That into another. So time would be like a game state of play where it's not like, it's like, when you go back in a game and you just return to, it's something like that. That's kind of how I'm understanding it, reading about it. And so this guy, he could have walked through some portal. Like, was the kid there? Maybe it was the kid. I don't know.
Right.
But I heard that story of Haley Zega, and then that's.
I had my own little stupid one. I have these pair of pit vipers, and they're like really macho man looking. They're like fluorescent pink with stripes on the side. They look specific. And I was driving in my car, or like I was about to pull out in my car, and I was like adjusting the seat, and I'm like moving a little zzz on the side, like to adjust it, and it like kept clicking, and I was like, what the hell? This is a relatively new car. And so I stuck my hand down, and I pulled out a pair of sunglasses that looked like a fair version of the sunglasses I was wearing. Like, this, I never bought these before. This car is like, it's like we take really good care of it. There's nothing shoved under the seats or anything like that. And it felt like they were my sunglasses from a lesser timeline. Like, they were my exact same sunglasses, but like a shitty pair. And I was like, and the way I pulled them out, I snapped them. And I was just, I don't know, it gave me this feeling like, oh, these are safe. Like, I'm not going to break these ones I'm wearing. And I had them on, so it wasn't like an extra crazy. Like, it was just like, what the hell? These are the exact same glasses, like the exact same line. Anyways, it was my own little nerdy.
I want to manifest my own, like, glitch. And I need it to happen. I need to witness it. I need to be, like, a walking testimony of that truth that is happening on the media and on social media, because I love hearing these stories, but I want to be one to witness it. My mom says she experienced one.
I
walking
said this
through
in
a
my head,
beach.
Layla, right before it happened to me. Like, I said this exact same thing. Like, bring it. I'm kind of like mentally prepared for this kind
Yeah,
of thing. And I
I
was
am.
thinking, how often would this kind of smaller one happen to people that they don't say it? Like, life before social media. Like, would this be a Time Life book series? Like, are you someone that's experiencing glitches in your matrix?
My mom did walking on the beach, bro. In our old Airbnb that was on the beach. The building is just by itself, then club, like an empty parking lot, then Club La Villa, and then the other club right there, and then houses, okay? And my mom's walking and walking and walking towards the clubs, towards the other club, towards the house, and then she looks up, and all of a sudden she's back at our fucking Airbnb, and she's like, Layla, I swear on everything. I swear on my dead son. I don't know what happened, but I was in my mind, like just thinking, and she was like not there. Like she was in her head walking in her space, whatever she was doing. And she's like, I swear to you, I walked down, started walking, and all of a sudden I end up right in our front of our Airbnb. And I'm walking 20, 30 minutes. This is not just a 5-minute walk. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. I don't want to say I don't believe you, but that's wild.
She
That's
walked through
fucking
a
wild.
portal, probably kind of like
Something.
that's what happens at the Sargasso Sea of the Bermuda Triangle, where planes they'll go or they'll leave and they'll arrive at their destination like 30 minutes earlier or an hour earlier than when they took off because they go through some sort of portal there that messes up the time.
Yeah, an airplane, different planes. You can literally go through different planes of reality in the air using an airplane, helicopter. I'm telling you, this time machine thing, it's not too far fetched, y'all. It's an airplane. It's a fucking jet. It's a fucking helicopter.
Who's gonna win this soccer game?
Who's playing again? Argentina and Spain?
Yeah,
They already decided, didn't they?
People are saying on the posters, it's Argentina, right? Like, this is what the conspiracy theorists, all the first posters that came out, Argentina was at the front or something with the Argentinian sun. I don't know.
it's like a Jesuit kind of looking sun.
It is a crazy looking sun. It is
Well,
a really
but it's
weird-
I don't know. I don't even know if that's the Jesuit has it, but it's also in the tarot, which is older. So it's like a symbol, but like it's sublime, maybe even uses it, but it's like the rose compass sort of, but like how it's like a little squiggle and then a straight line and a little squiggle on it.
It is a creepy
Well,
looking face.
apparently there's a way that you can tell. There's this video that I've seen, and they tell you who wins based on the World Cup logo.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
And
hold
what
on.
was just saying? Just saying.
I'll show you real quick.
You see. I think there's 32 spokes on it, just like the rose compass. I went down a symbolic rabbit hole on the sun rays and all that.
Yeah,
for a while.
this is the Jesuit symbol, the Sacred Heart of Jesus.
Mhm. Yes.
Thank you so much, Lolly. You're super sweet. I'm going to
Aw,
leave that up for a minute
thanks.
because you're so nice. We appreciate you all. I'm sorry I haven't talked to you guys enough. I feel like after I got the glitch, it made me weary about touching anything on my computer. That's exactly what the demon wanted.
Two spider bites. I don't know where it came from.
I got like some freaking crazy bite too on my like leg and bleeding.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And
what-
now you guys are both nano-chipped, and me and Thomas cannot speak to you much longer.
Fucking A. One right here and one right here.
That
it's
face is
just
crazy, though.
so
It's
creepy.
kind of
It is
Easter
creepy,
Island
yeah,
or
it's like-
something.
It's
It looks
giving
like it's doing the Kim Kardashian like.
it's giving Macedonian flag.
Yeah, it doesn't even look like any Argentinians I know.
It doesn't have Sampaku eye, so I trust it a little bit.
Is that, well, I mean, if this is, just hear me out. If this is a Jesuit son, then this is probably a German face that got smuggled into Argentina right after World War II using the Vatican rat lines, right?
Well, so this is, I thought was interesting that a lot of people don't talk about. They went to Argentina with the rat lines, but they also went to the Middle East, to like Egypt too. That's interesting as well. So you got
I
all
didn't even think about how many people fled to Argentina before. I didn't even think about the like Antarctica attachment. Like so much of the script, I always bet on sports by the script of what's going on in our reality. And so so
Right.
much of the script is leaning Argentina regardless. I kept wanting to lean Spain out of my bias because even the fighter that lost to Justin Gaethje on the lawn, he fought out of Spain, but he's a Georgian, but he fought out of Spain. And so it kind of felt like, oh, this kind of fits on the storyline. And then I'm like, I don't know, Argentina with this creepy son.
Also,
Yeah, there's a theory actually going on with Messi right now, and why he's the only one who's wearing different types of shoes compared to everyone else. And they're saying that his shoes are like computerized and connected with the ball, so he can kick and not look at anybody anywhere, and it'll kick in the direction that it's planned or has it planned to a particular player.
wow.
Yeah, I have to find the video, but it's a very fucking interesting theory, and it's pure as day. Like you can see it. He's the only one wearing the different shoes, and they just look off. Like
Mm.
you'll see. I'll
He has
share
a
the video
different
later.
soul.
Mm-hmm.
The shoes and like the soul.
Heart of Aries says that face is a brother for sure. That's how I feel about it. Like, that's a brother's face. Nobody else has to put that out. I just am
It's
agreeing
looks
with it.
maxing right now. Look at it.
That chin, it's like something. Anyways, yeah. Argentina. I think that Argentina definitely.
Okay.
Win
Yeah.
the World
And also
Cup.
Spain is like connected to the dollar. So if there's some sort of dollar ritual, which sometimes I feel like there's some money connection to a lot of stuff, Spain's where we get our pillar dollar from, with the like the dollar sign I read, the two pillars coming from the pillar dollar.
Huh.
Yeah. So there's like a whole thing with that, even with the symbolism of the money we have today, the ultra, the plus ultra symbol. That's like a Trump's, it's behind him in Mar-a-Lago. He'll have like a bunch of plus ultra. So I feel like Spain not winning can be part of a ritual like that. But I don't know anything about sports, so it was good to hear those
That's
takes.
great, actually. That's great because sports is such a psyop. My God, it's like
I don't. It's for kids. Like that's what Jordan Maxwell said. He said that you give a kid a ball to play with.
It's just, for me, it's like it comes down to this. Like, no offense, there's great men out there who are like ready, and they would like fight for their land and their territory and their people and their neighbors and their lifestyle. Love those men. But then, they bring these other men, they bring up like, oh, we go to war, oh, we go to this. Back in the day, if anyone came into your territory, your city, your village, and wanted to rape and pillage your women and children and wanted to fucking ransack and fucking rob the area and your shops and all that, guess what? Men put their helmets on, grabbed their swords, grabbed their shields, and fucking went to war. I see armies and troves of hundreds and thousands of men gathering together in the fucking streets of New York City and destroy their city because the team won or lost. And I see armies of men that can literally take down the fucking government in an hour and literally put every single member of Congress and the Senate in the fucking trash. And they're not doing it. And I'm like, okay,
Give
war
them
where?
bread and circus.
Thank you.
They're
I
like
love UFC. I love it, and I know so much about it. Like it'd be stats like earn run average on the back of a baseball card. Like I know it like that and geek out. But my brain can compartmentalize more than one thing. Like when people are like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you're talking about the babies dying in Ethiopia. There's bears dying in Alaska. I'm like, my brain cares about both at once. I don't know. I just feel like everything online becomes this teeter-totter of, oh, but what about this? Because this thing's also going on. And I'm like, I think both could be true at once.
There's a really great quote by Doug Stanhope that's like my favorite version of this, and it's that your suck doesn't make my suck any less suck. Which is like the same version of that, right? Like, just because you can beat me in the oppression Olympics doesn't mean that like the inconvenience that I'm going through is still an inconvenience, even regardless of whatever kind of like relative property you try to put to it.
And you only have your relation of things to life in general. Like, your pain is only relative to the pain you've experienced. And so I don't like when people like my thing, but people do it with information too. They're like, all of a sudden everything just becomes in a basket of thing. Like, here's our one enemy. And I'm like, it's fair to say we got more than one.
Even with meaning too, with like the meaning in somebody's life, having like a purpose and meaning, it's different for everybody in the situation that they're in. Just like a chessboard, you wouldn't ask a chess master what's the best chess move in chess, because there is no best chess move. It's whatever situation that you're kind of in.
It's all a gambit. I could listen to glitchy Matrix stories all day. Is it glitchy for you guys right now out there? Or are you just saying in general the Matrix is fucking glitchy?
It's glitchy. It's glitchy. Oh, thank you.
You're so sweet. It does feel weird.
I'm in Oahu, and that's where the Holloway guy is from, the fighter in the UFC.
Max, Blessed, Holloway.
Okay, that's what I said. I said Max Holloway, and then people on my channel were like, I can't believe he said Max. So I thought he said his name wrong.
M-A-X, Max. It's
I did say it right.
Yeah, and he is...
They were gaslighting.
Like, for so many years, like a decade, he's been one of my favorite fighters. And everyone's like, oh my gosh, this is such a thing with McGregor's knee. Yeah, I know that too, but also, Max was favorited in that fight. Like, there was no Vegas wash about it. Like, Max was the fighter that everybody was expecting to win the fight. Max was the one that just called Justin Gaethje, the guy who won at the White House that made all the thing. Max called him to the center of the octagon and knocked him out in the last second of a fight that they were fighting. So it's like, also, I see this other shit. I just have to bring it up because his wife is getting all this hate online because she gave this interview and she's like, yeah, he like chased me for 5 years and, you know, he planted the seed and he was persistent. I didn't really know who he was. And then I found out who he was. And, you know, by that time it was too late, blah, blah, blah. And I found out he was this big deal UFC fighter. And everyone's kind of like, oh, this is so typical. Like, she's a gold digger, but she's a professional surfer. Like, she already has her own, like, she probably isn't as successful as Max Holloway being in the UFC as long as he's been, but she's her own, like, she has her own sponsors. Like, she's like a hot surfer chick. So anyway, I love Max Holloway, and I didn't know he was also exactly where Donut was at. But the whole Conor McGregor, if you guys haven't checked, you're back.
No, my dad's staying with me.
Oh,
and
that's
he
fun.
just walked by.
Oh.
You got to keep his anonymity.
Yeah, he's in his undies.
Like most parents, you know, they reach a certain age, you're like, I just want to be naked.
Oh, I'm so grateful I didn't have the internet when I was a child because my parents were nudists. Did you see my parents? Just be like, Mom. Like, I just imagine being in school during lockdowns and my mom being like, their moms have tits and just walking by mad.
And now you've got 30 felonies.
Yeah.
You know,
so pissed.
Do you know how many people I had send me a DM of this guy who was on a podcast talking about cigarettes and them being demonic because of this pyramid on the cigarettes or the shape of a pyramid on the cigarettes? I'm like, everything's demonic now. All right, okay. Let's just put that in the category.
It's a ziggurat. This is what I'm talking about. It's like the only other word is a cigarette. So like zigzag. And you look at every single one of the boxes of cigarettes. It's Salem, that's Jerusalem, and it has triangles. They all have pyramids on it.
Let's see this.
New portal. new portal. Everything is they're like mystic, which are the people that run the ziggurats. If you look at even the camel cigarettes, it's not about the camel, it's about the pyramids in the background on the camel. So there isn't a representation
And
of
the hidden
cigarettes.
man.
I saw that.
There isn't
yesterday.
one. Yeah, there
That
isn't
reel
a
about
representation. That isn't some kind of, and it's burning an effigy, which is exactly what you're doing when you're smoking. So in a lieu of kind of like The Secret, you're teaching people a magic that they're having they're not present for their spell. So people are just bitching about work, doing their shit, burning their effigies, and putting this energy the same as the toilet. And there's no intention going in it. It's like, oh, I can just manifest myself a Bugatti. Like, I just have to sit in this chair and feel what it feels like to drive a Bugatti every day.
The secret,
But
right?
doesn't-
what
Yeah,
you're talking
that's
about.
Cigarette come from cigar?
Yeah, so it's like a small, it's like a pequeño
Yeah.
cigar, a cigarette.
So how
Like
does
there's a
cigar-
cigarello as too.
Tie with zigzag or whatever, ziggurat.
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 It's like
How does-
cigarette.
I
It's
saw
like the same
reel
way of
last
saying a
night.
spell. It's like there's no real difference of like we can spell it out how we spell it, but how we say things with an accent or especially from a certain spot where it's from, you're saying a Z is an S sometimes, the same way our C is an S with sometimes. So you say sometimes cigarette in saying ziggurat. We just Z it out now the same way you say cigarette. You don't, people in all different languages, all of a sudden it loses it, but we spell it different. But that's what it
Sounds
started
like
out as.
Rugrats, like the show Rugrats. Cigarettes.
To me, this it gets into like a fun territory, like Jordan Maxwell style, where it's like some people don't understand why anyone would listen to jazz, right? But this is getting into like the jazz area, like gematria and like the etymology, and like this word sounds like this word phonetically, because even if it can be like disproven of like, well, these words came from completely different roots, then I would always go back into like, well, it's the Rosicrucians and Francis Bacon and the Masons that essentially decided what the English language was going to cherry pick. They were going to decide cigarette, which I think is like a French word or something, but they were going to take cigarette and use that, and then also ziggurat and use that in English. So like someone realized, or maybe there was a code, right? Maybe Francis Bacon had some secret code where he just ran everything through his gematria calculator and he figured out what the optimum name for every different thing was going to be.
I think the loo is like Lucifer for going to the loo, which is going to the bathroom. In England, you go to the loo, the Lucifer, and then
Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds.
Well,
Lucy, or even like everyone calls you like baby or something, but that's like Babylon, baby. So there could be that too.
okay. Cigar etymology. Okay. Probably from Maya, sicar, to smoke rolled tobacco leaves, from sikh, tobacco, or or influenced by Spanish cigarra, grasshopper, cicada.
One of the places that had this
smoking
big
bugs?
ziggurat that we were just talking about was exactly where you said the etymology of the word is from.
Cicada.
No, what was your first sentence you said?
I said probably from the Maya sicar.
Mayans. That the first. This is the
SICAR.
ziggurat. This is the human sacrifice at the top of the pyramid where you burn the effigy.
Oh,
It's just everybody always thinks Egyptian is the only place that they do it.
they're everywhere.
Or a Sikh. Like Sikh, isn't that like a
Sikh.
religious teacher? A Sikh? or
That's
something
what
like
Nick
that?
Cannon is, the head Sikh these days.
Yeah, tobacco.
You know, the FIFA World
Cannon
Cup
cigar.
that's going on right now, they did this ritual in the beginning where they were showing like the Aztec like sun god's face, and then they were doing it on like a ziggurat, like a pyramid, and then they had people come out on America, like on the map of America, and one of the girls is standing right in the heartland, and that's where they would do like the heart sacrifice on top of the pyramid. And where she was standing was where Michigan is. and that's where the cyclosporiasis is coming out of. Is straight out of Michigan. So I don't know. That's
Where do you guys think this is coming from?
So, but whatever. It's
This mysterious like shits bug.
what if nobody even has it? Like, what if they just,
Yeah. I mean, people have diarrhea here and there. We got the runs here and there. If you feel something cool, no, if you're swimming in the pool and you feel something cool, diarrhea.
I know. I do think it's a weird one, and they're like 45 people, or they're like at first it was like 1,000 people have the poops in a population of 340 million. Is kind of a weird thing to talk about.
And it happened on May 1st. That was the day it happened. That's the day the Illuminati was founded. It's all year. It's the May Day call too. It's like May Day. Like, Mayday, Mayday.
Also, if you think about this, like one of the ways that the state will investigate a person is they'll go through their trash, because once you get rid of something, like it's basically public domain, and that can be used against you, right? So here's another version, like even like unless you're on your own sort of like septic system, a lot of people are on like a city water supply, and once it goes beyond a certain perimeter of your house, like whatever you just flushed no longer belongs to you. So here's like a data point that they could tap into, that they have legal rights to, and they can basically do a full analysis on like your block or your area, or even, you know how right now you can get apps that will monitor how well you drive, and depending on the little like accelerometer and the gyroscope in it can tell if you're like slamming the brakes or if you're going too fast and all this stuff. And then you get like a discount if you let them feed off that data point. This is just going to be another one of those versions where like you can opt in, get like $30 off of some bill or whatever, get like a $2 coupon off your Pop-Tarts if they can detect that you're eating enough Pop-Tarts.
You'll get your social stool credit.
But don't they already do that with your algorithm, like with flights and shit? And apparently, like if you go to a library, you could get a cheaper flight when you order online versus your phone, depending on like how rich you are or how, I don't fucking know.
Yeah,
That's how like the monopolies came in and took over, like Amazon. Like you go shop at Walmart or Amazon, it was cheaper, but now it's more expensive. They got like a tax and a delivery fee and all that.
Well, they're smart because
point too.
They can detect if you are definitely going to buy something, and if they know you're definitely going to buy it, they'll inflate the price, just like 3%, but they'll inflate the price knowing that you're still going to buy it. And that's why they show a better price to other people. And like, there's even instances where if you go on to the airlines, you have to basically like clear your cache or use like a new browser window and use like a VPN, and then you'll get that first price that you saw like 2 weeks ago. But if they notice like, oh, this person was looking at this flight 2 or 3 times, now they're back to buy it, let's add another $50 to the top of it. Like just because you know that they're interested.
I think they're going to put blockchain technology in the surveillance sewer system.
Motherfuckers.
Well, I think that they already did, right? This is something they could easily have done a long time ago. They wouldn't have to tell anyone about it, and it's totally legal because you don't have ownership of your own shit.
And this goes into the Emperor Vespasian's urine tax, his famous urine tax. That money doesn't stink.
Have you ever gone down the rabbit hole of like creepy manhole covers?
Oh, what's
of
that?
Like sewage systems? Well, all over, some people say like within the network of the sewer system in the underground, that the elite put symbolism on top of all these sewer systems above ground so they can figure out how to get everywhere. And I'll try to pull some up right now.
But then
there's some on New York that have like a gator pulling a baby under.
Yeah, in the subway.
But then there's some that look like actual coins, like where the symbolism on them is really crazy.
Really? Wow. See, there's so much information that I got to add on to this Illuminati toilet book that I've been working on. That's why I want
you'll
to
see.
this.
And it's not just in New York City. It's like every city you can think of. They have weird symbology on all of them, like even the like fractal almost design on it. Just very, very, very interesting, honestly. The ones in New York City in the subway system with the alligator and a child like eating the tush of the child. It's just fucking weird.
Okay, I'm gonna pull up some of these. I don't know if we'll get just because I'm doing it on the fly, and it's not like if I spent a little time doing this, or probably even look through my own crazy saved images. So I don't know what. Well, that one's interesting. Right off there.
Don't go in that hole.
Yeah, don't go down there, you guys. That one might be crazy.
This is giving Mario and teleporting into or merging worlds together.
I think Mario plays a huge role in this ritual because first he was a carpenter at first. His name was Mario, and he has the Mercury wing hat, but he's known as the plumber. He's the plumber, and Mario was in space with his new movie Galaxy. He's like, that was dropped when the Artemis 322-foot rocket in space toilet malfunction. Like all year long, it's been about toilets. You got the Hanta, which was toilets on the cruise. You got the Iran thing with the toilets on the U.S. Navy ships. You got the space toilets malfunctioning.
Netflix started us out with Shit Cruise.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, we all got Shit Cruise?
What's that?
That was like a Netflix documentary where the whole entire cruise boat got stranded at sea and then started overflowing shit into the hallways from the plumbing.
And there was no water. Yeah, no like clean water.
Yeah, I think it's called Shit Cruise.
Yeah, added to the research.
Poop cruise. That's what it is.
Poop cruise. Yeah.
But low key, this is giving like the Super Mario Brothers movie back in the day. What was it, 1993? Yeah, where, there was one, world where Koopa and all, even humans lived together, and then a particular type of meteorite struck and split realities. So you have two different dimensions living in the same timeline, and he finds a way by using the meteorite to merge both realms together, and is giving CERN, it's giving glitch, it's giving... I don't know. That's what is giving this reality. It's like they opened a portal to kind of merge realities with some other reality, and that's why we're seeing like weird shit happening.
Don't forget too, the Mario plumber thing could also be a nod, because you just mentioned he was a carpenter. Well, he was kind of like a mason because he had a hammer and he breaks bricks. That's his whole thing, is that he runs around and he breaks bricks open. And the fact that the plumber, because a plumb in masonry, the plumb is just another one of the Masonic tools. It doesn't mean that you're like a plumber and that you work with pipes, but like a plumb in that's how you basically establish like a foundation.
Well, I was also connecting, Charlie Kirk was titled the Master Builder, right, during the memorial service. And sort of drawing a blank right now, but I was sort of tying in Mario with that.
I wanted to go back to Mario, and I want to let you watch the minute-long thing about Poop Cruise on Netflix. Like, it's just a trailer. So anyone, if you're watching this later and you see some segment that we go from this to talking about Poop Cruise again, it's because Netflix yelled at me and I had to take it out, but I'm still going to play it anyway. This is how I do everything. I wait until I get slapped on. But I'm like, this is worth it to me. I love cruising.
Well,
so
you could not play the audio in the video and just skip through it and narrate over it too. That's also something.
Let's see what happens.
That's what I used to do.
Good afternoon. Welcome on board the beautiful Triumph.
We just love going on cruises. The food, the pool, the water slide. I mean, what more could you ask?
This was absolutely the bachelorette party that I had dreamed of.
We were like, this is awesome.
And then the lights go out.
Attention. Empathy.
Oh my God.
But they have like they have a whole film through there when
more than 4,000 people are stuck on a cruise ship that is dead in the water.
4,000.
That sounds set up.
Like, what the
They have like the whole film.
Well, power goes, that's it. Everything's out.
It was immediately crisis mode.
But the toilets weren't working. Well, we can do a number one in the shower.
That's why.
I'm telling you, it got bad fast.
I would never expect having to poop in a red bag.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
No. Suddenly, everyone's out for themselves.
You could hear the panic. We were starting to smell urine.
Oh my God.
It was terrifying.
We had camera people, crews on boats, a helicopter up in the air.
Fights broke out.
The ship is on fire.
What the is happening on this cruise ship?
It's like shanty.
Okay.
It was
Anyway.
the shit demons, bro. The shit demons. They didn't get their flushes, and it summoned something out of the ancient Tibber.
It was like
And it created a poop demon.
That is like it's not really your own feces, which is bad enough. It's the idea of a mixed sewage bubble up that is really up there with Jaws. I'd almost rather take my chances in the water with a great white shark than have to deal with walking through that.
Oh, I know. That's gross.
That's another reason you want to get your room a little higher levels up on the boat.
Really? Okay. No.
You want to make sure you have like at least a porthole. If you get a balcony, great. But oh my gosh, that would be a nightmare.
So this is nuts. The whole year has been nothing but toilets and poop. And during the Super Bowl, all the commercials, like you brought up Shatner over on X, right? Like the Super Bowl, they had a fiber commercial about him shatting. It was a William Shatner shatting fiber.
Like right when I heard his name today, because I'm like obsessed with this whole you guys are sweeties. I'm obsessed with this whole idea now, and it just enters my brain for the first time ever. I've been reading William Shatner my whole life, decades at this point, but today I saw the shat in it and I'm like, at donut.
Yeah. Well, so also I think that the Rolling Stones guy, the Mick, the Rolling Stones guy, right? The singer?
Jagger.
He is going to be part of this poop ritual, like straight up, because he's going to be performing at the Olympics, in 2028 Olympics. So they're like hyping him up, but he ties into all the poop research. There's this band album cover that he released right after his Satanic Majesty's Request album, where he was summoning the devil and doing chants to the devil at the same time one of the Kennedys was assassinated. That's when they were recording it. Super strange. But Brian Jones, who was staying in Winnie the Pooh's house, the guy who created Winnie the Pooh, he lived at this house. He drowned in one of these drowning rituals, like we were talking about the bathtub and these drowning rituals. Brian Jones joined the 27 Club. He was a Rolling Stones member. He was one of the founders. And the Rolling Stones is coming up on this huge concert, but one of their album covers is a toilet. It's just a toilet on the cover, and it was banned. And it's super, like, symbolic. The stuff that's all over it, like it says beef jerky, like on the walls in crayon writing. It's just, it says a bunch of weird stuff like that.
Okay, here's a question.
Go on, Layla.
What does a gold toilet symbolize? Like Donald Trump and his gold toilet.
Yeah, and Birdman. Birdman also has a gold toilet. It's wealth. So poop and all this is historically been tied to wealth. In Germany, I believe, it's called the Scheisen Dukat. They got this statue out of United Nations. Yeah, probably. Hopefully,
that's what gold. That's what we have the name for gold. Dukat.
It's a gold guy. It's a guy that poops out gold coins, and so in different cultures, gold has been connected to poop. So the Aztecs, they called it divine excrement. So gold was literally the excrement of the gods, and there's this huge tie-in to making money and wealth, and gold toilets with it.
Do you think the censors in the public bathrooms are suspicious? And thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say that name. L. Arches.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Riggs too. He just sent $10.
I see it. I'll get to it. I got it. I'm trying to go in order, and I didn't want to interrupt the conversation.
I'll be right back.
But I do, every time you walk into one of those bathrooms and you hear, you're like, you almost feel insulted. Like somebody might as well have hawkered on you because you know some like nasty little bathroom scent just got squirted into the air. And it's like,
Yeah. And it's
I
just,
hate those little sensors.
Is it like scanning you, or is it just motion detector, or is it something more nefarious? What is that?
I mean, just to be the straight man, I think that right now it's just a motion detector to tell when like the lights turn on or off, or like to maybe just check how much traffic is going through. But the essentially recently, right, Walmart just started rolling out those little e-ink displays, right? So if you go to a lot of Walmarts now, all the little price tags are actually little e-ink, like digital price tag. They look normal, but if you look at it, it's a little screen, and that means that they can change the price like dynamically. Well, like that was probably in the plans for decades, right? And then at a certain point, they're like, all right, like we've invested enough, the prices come down, let's go ahead and swap it all out. And it happened over a weekend, right? Every Walmart in the country, if they wanted to, swapped out all of their price tags with this new digital version that's way more advanced. And I'd say the exact same thing could happen in every bathroom. If someone was like, all right, replace that sensor with this sensor, and now this new sensor is taking like particulates out of the air and it's doing like facial recognition, like all kinds of stuff. Like the infrastructure is there. They can just retrofit a new doodad and then bam, now every single, bathroom's got this new sensor. And you wouldn't notice the difference because it's just a little thing on the wall. It's always been there.
We wouldn't even pay attention. And then somebody else said, Older Bones said, Shartner, Captain Kirk, Charlie Kirk, and TPUSA. Like TPUSA is another one of these kind of toilet bowl rituals. It's Illuminati toilets. It's toilet paper. So then if we were going to add, because Donut even said like the whole thing started with us with the toilet paper. Like that's kind of how. So even...
My dad in the reflection is right there.
No. Oh yeah, a little bit, a tiny little bit though. But I thought that was interesting too. The Charlie Kirk, Captain Kirk.
They're gonna do fireworks here in like 10 minutes. So
and then, oh, that's cool. Does it happen every night there?
Every Friday in front of
Wait, what happens?
Fireworks.
They got the fireworks every Friday here.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, that's why I had to run because I thought they were going off, but they're going to go off in like 10 minutes.
And then also from Riggs, Layla, here, I'll put you and you can thank Riggs.
My boy, how you doing? Thank you very much.
She won't have hearts fly out like Abbie.
Not yet.
And shout out to Abbie out there. Abbie is spending some time with her peeps and all is well, but she just took a night off.
Friday nights, they get a little busy during the summertime.
Yeah, summertime.
The TPUSA thing you were saying, it's like connected to like all that.
And Mick Jagger, when you were saying that, something else about something you said earlier with it made me think of the word stones. And then Mick Jagger is Rolling Stones. And I was like, what other word was he just talking about with rocks or stones? Where somewhere this feels like dropping kids off at the pool. Like dropping off your stones, your Rolling Stones.
The logo is the Cali logo of the tongue. Like the logo of the Rolling Stones is based off of Cali.
Oh, that's what else I was going to say, too, is because we were talking about portals and time shifts and timelines. One of the big things besides the Y2K, the very next one that would be a portal shift for us in our generation would have been the Mayan calendar when it switched to 2012, which also has that Cali face, which also has the face that kind of looks like the Argentinian sun a little bit, where it's like everyone could say everything really got fucking screwy after 2012. Jesuits. They probably did the whole thing with the Mayans. But how do I take
China?
Yeah, that's what else I was thinking too. Like kidney stones.
Kidney stone,
yeah.
But so this Rolling Stones band, they bring in like these new eras of ending an era. So they were filming the Altamont. George Lucas was filming the Altamont, which was Mick Jagger dressed up as Satan with the Hell's Angels protecting him, and then 2 people were stabbed. And this was the domino effect with the Manson murders that ended the hippie movement. In the Manson murders, Manson was hiding out next to a toilet. That's where they caught his ass. He was hiding, and then the girls, they were like pooping and then leaving the scene, and they hid the wallet of the victim in a toilet in a gas station. So you even got these serial poop killers like Albert Fish, and you got serial poopers as well.
This is a tiny bit off topic, but it's the Manson murders. And in the last 48 hours, somebody commented to me, and I did not know this. And I was just like, I need a new book anyway. And they were saying in the Sharon Tate murders that she was also hung upside down like Odin, like the hangman. Is this true? I never heard this in my whole, I always heard like she had her baby cut out, but I never had heard that she was also hung upside down like a hangman, like by her feet.
I did not know that. But the guy who did this like photo of this toilet album cover, he was a photographer for it, for the Rolling Stones. He also took the photo of Janis Joplin, Pearl, her last album, the last picture of her. The next day, she joined the 27 Club. And he was also the same photographer that took the picture of Marilyn Monroe in her bottles. He was the first on the scene to take it. So I feel like he's telling these ritual stories through his photography. So I feel like even the photographer or the artist or whatever is also partaking in the ritual, like painting the picture somewhat.
I know. I'm like, go ahead, Layla.
It was just kind of on topic, kind of off topic, but I wonder if like the scenes in the movies where people hide money in their toilet tank, is it like some kind of ritual to like grow their money, since it's
or
like
dumping their
of
drugs? Like, Karen, I can't believe it, Karen. Like where she flushes the drugs and it's like a whole big thing down the toilet.
I wonder if it's like a manifesting tool.
There's a couple of interesting like movie scenes. There's a couple of interesting like photo shoots of celebrities sitting on toilets. Yeah, it is definitely.
I don't know if Donut's got this one in his notebook yet too, but one of the most famous like bathroom poop scenes from any movie that I can think of is Christmas Vacation with Uncle Eddie, right? And he's going shitters full, and that's starred by Chevy Chase. And Chevy Chase is actually the grandson, I think, of the Vanderbilt/Crane family. And Crane makes the toilets back in like the Crane's crazy. This is like a Jekyll Island club connection, but Crane toilets actually came from like the Chicago fire, and he was friends with like Andrew Carnegie, and they were friends with the Vanderbilts, and they interbred, right? Like these like rich and famous families, and that's where Chevy Chase comes from. And Chevy Chase has got multiple like bathroom scenes in his movies. That's one of the famous ones, but then there's also one in Vegas Vacation that I think they nod to that.
Yes.
It's interesting too. You could have Uncle Eddie with the hose down the sewer before it explodes, but it could be next to the Oracle of Delphi because it's all the same method. Right. Like all the chemicals that start to come out before it blows up are all kind of similar as like those toilet or the guy in Jurassic Park that gets taken off the porta potty, which I think the blue in porta potty and the blue porta potty is all something. Every porta potty's blue.
Well, that's Vegas Vacation.
Or
he
yellow.
Gets his arm stuck in it, and it like dyes his entire arm blue.
Yeah.
The Illuminati porta potty. And
We
that
have
guy
blue and
was
yellow
just
here.
in the news. He got stuck in the porta potty. They had to have the fire department get him out because he was looking for Mountain Dew in the porta potty.
Porta potty.
Or like
Code
all
red.
the toilets that they
Code
used to
red.
make all the water extra blue, like put that blue dye in. Before we ever drank anything that looked like that, it was in our toilet first. That's why a lot of us have an aversion probably to blue liquid because we're like, that's cleaning supplies. But it just became like a natural color where people are like, I love blue Kool-Aid and blue
raspberry.
things.
Yeah, it just reminds me of blueberry, blue raspberry.
And
Which is the thing.
Chevy Chase, he's the grandson of the the toilet company that's over at the Jekyll Island. And in that movie, he says the shitter full Clark or whatever like that. But there's also, I believe, a Hershey's or a Babe Ruth bar or something in the pool that makes everyone freak out because of this candy.
Caddyshack.
Was that Caddyshack?
Okay, Chevy Chase is also in Caddyshack.
Also in that, yeah.
Oh, okay. And so this got me down a candy rabbit hole. So Candida is the name of Jack Parsons' Scarlet Woman that they were doing the rituals with, and her name was Candy. That's what they called her, Candy or Candida. And these bugs, oh my gosh, these bugs, my dad walks by, I don't want the internet to see him in his undies. There's this bug where they get this Candida from this candy, and it's like it poops out these bubbles that are sugary, and that's like where it's like also coming from too. I forget the name of it, but yeah. And then you got Candyman, Candyman with the mirror.
Yeah, like Bloody Mary, essentially. It like took over. Candyman took the whole fear out of the mirror from Bloody Mary being it for a few generations.
So these portals are in the mirror, and in the Stanley Kubrick movies like The Shining, the kid's brain gets infected before he sees the Grady twins in the elevator of blood. He's in front of a toilet looking in the mirror. That's where his mind gets infected. Then you got Donnie Darko, who's staring in the mirror as well, where he sees Frank, the bunny rabbit, that's time traveling through the portals as well. Then Stranger Things, the kid gets also sent into the underworld when he's looking into the mirror in front of the bathroom. So there's always in front of the toilet. So there's always a freaking toilet. But I'm gonna be back so I can watch these fireworks.
Sure, take your time. We'll
But
probably come up with more things about the toilet, or we'll save it until you get back if we're going to go down the toilet hole.
Yay!
Enjoy your fireworks.
I'm going to stay on for a little bit longer.
We just saw it go from light to dark with them.
The what?
Thank you, Lolly.
I
What'd
didn't
you
hear
say,
that one.
Thomas?
Like we totally just watched it go from light to dark at Donut.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
In Hawaii.
I have work tomorrow. I have to be up at 7, so I'm going to stay for a little bit longer and then hit the hay.
Yeah, we probably won't run too much later. I don't imagine. I can't imagine every Friday they have a 15-minute fireworks. What is it, Disney World? It's probably like a good 5-10 minute firework. He'll be back.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
It's just
World
a nightly
Cup.
thing in Hawaii. Is they just do fireworks every night? Or
A lot of tourism.
Every Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Every Friday.
And I think Donut lives at like a place that is like fractionalized, so you could stay there. I don't know. You'll have to go to Donut's page and look at it, but it seems interesting. And if
we need the donut package, the penthouse Hawaiian donut package.
Heck yeah.
I know there was something else about the toilet. Oh yeah, the Abyss movie, which is all aliens again and underwater and stuff. One of the big scenes before they see any of the aliens, before the alien ever comes on board, is wants to get rid of his wedding ring because he can't stand his wife and he's so mad, and so he throws it in the toilet, and then he regrets throwing it in the toilet, so he sticks his arm down the toilet to get his wedding ring out, and then he has this stained arm and he puts his wedding ring back on, which as he's going and like the ship's flooding and stuff, his wedding ring ends up saving his hand at one point because the door goes to shut on his hand, but the wedding ring's like holding the door open. But yeah, before the first aliens come, he sticks his hand into the toilet and it turns his hand blue. So it's just interesting. He ends up being the one that the aliens communicate with the most and save. And we always hear about these alien gods always being blue. Blue is like a big, huge thing that seems to be the walk through every tradition of whatever color their like fallen are.
So they thought he was a hybrid god. I'm sorry, what?
Which says blue is what saves your house if you live in Hawaii, right? Or your car.
Oh my god, yeah.
That's what I sent it to Donut when I saw the porta potties. I was thinking all porta potties, at least 90% are blue. And then they all have blue water. I've gotten lucky enough to be at like festivals right at the beginning of all festivals where all the porta potties are pristine and clean. And you're like, huh, like it's just such a blue environment. Like it's like faux.
If you think about it, we've been conditioned to look at blue as like the clean color, right? Like if someone was spraying liquid on something and it was red liquid, you'd be like, ew, gross, blood. If it's yellow, ew, gross, pee. If it's like any color, green, oh, it's algae. Black, oh, it's, got like dirt in it or something. And even if it's clear, you're like, I don't know if I trust that. Like that could be anything. But if it's blue, you almost immediately think, oh, that's some sort of like a cleaning liquid, or that's clean, or that's pure.
Yellow and blue made green. So when you pee in your like clean blue toilet, it made like a green color.
Oh, yeah.
Or this is the one time that they do get you, which I do love, but it's also very probably traumatizing for people. But I was the lifeguard at a pool in a small part of my youth. The pellets that they put in the pool that when people pee in the pool, it makes like a color trail behind them. I like that public shaming in that.
Yeah, like why the fuck you pee in a fucking pool?
Yeah, like the pool is not your toilet, but somewhere it's probably part of the Illuminati toilet rituals because the amount of people that just.
After what I found out about like pools, I don't ever want to be in any pool, like not even my own type of pool.
What about a saltwater pool?
That, yes, because I know salt is like a natural, good bacteria thing. It'll kill the bad bacteria.
Sometimes though, like the salt water is like fake because what they really do is they have like a certain type of salt that it just basically makes like chlorine on demand. So it's really just a chlorinated pool that they use salt to generate the chlorine instead of dumping chlorine directly in it, and then they call that a saltwater pool. But it's not really salt water; it's just chlorine.
No, I want an actual salt water. Can that be possible? Like salt?
It's possible, but most of the time when someone says saltwater pool, they're talking about like the dynamic chlorinated version of that.
Huh, I did not know that.
When you're on cruise boats, they just fill them up with the water. They just suck the water from outside and put it in the pool and filter it. Yeah.
Oh, well.
They're like empty. The fancier boats that you go on, some of the pools will stay, like the hot tubs and shit. Those are chlorinated. Those are different. But a lot of them will get netted off.
You want to talk about an Illuminati toilet? If you go in one of those pools or hot tubs on a Carnival cruise, you just got inside of an Illuminati toilet. There's so much pee and shit in there. Oh, yeah.
That's a homunculus inside just creating. It is the Bach saga inside any hot tub.
You become what's crazy though? And Puck.
You know what's crazy? Yeah, we have humans peeing and whatever body stuff, whatever in pools. But in the ocean, you literally have all types of animals shitting and fucking peeing and puking and dying and decomposing all in that water. And we really we swim in it. We don't care.
Well, peeing in the ocean isn't the same as peeing in the pool.
I know. But I'm just saying, as a whole, trove.
It's the same for us though with air.
In there.
But it's like air is also a liquid. So our version of air is like the fish's version of water, and it's the exact same thing. Everything that dies and decays eventually turns into particulates, and you inhale those. So we're doing the exact same thing. It's just that water is more dense than air.
Do fish fart, or is pee their fart?
I wonder. That's a good question.
Yeah. Everyone poops, and do fish fart?
Yeah, ask your robot.
Me?
Layla, ask your robot if fish fart, and then after it answers, ask if mermaids fart, and then after it answers, ask if it can say fish fart 50 I wish I had a little segment. Layla's robot time.
What kind of story would you like to hear?
I'm not asking for a story. I want to ask you a question.
Her closer.
Oh, okay. What's your question? I'm all ears.
Do fish fart?
Yeah, fish do fart.
Whoa.
Not like the big dramatic ones we do, but they release gas from their digestive system, usually from swallowing air or from the bacteria breaking down their food. A lot of it comes out through their gills, but some fish...
What's the next question?
That's really it. It
Just say
it
fish
said
fart
not
50
as
times.
dramatic.
Yeah.
Say, what's the loudest fish fart ever recorded?
Want me to dig into more weird animal facts?
Yeah, what's the largest or loudest fart a fish has ever farted? Which species of fish?
The loudest recorded fish fart comes from herring, specifically Pacific and Atlantic herring. They're famous for making these high-pitched, fast, repetitive tick sounds, or FRTs, by squeezing tiny bubbles of air out of their swim bladder straight through their butts.
Ask if it's herring queefs and not herring farts.
Are there herring queefs or herring farts?
It's herring farts, or more precisely, fast, repetitive ticks, aka... Scientists
I just wanted her to repeat it.
sounded like a high...
Ask her if mermaids fart.
Do mermaids fart? Hello?
I think you just broke the matrix. I
Do
think this
mermaids
question's
fart?
never been asked to the computer, and we just taught it something new.
asking about actual biology or folklore, and since mermaids
Actual biology.
mermaids don't have actual biology, they're mythical, so there's nothing real to study. If you mean half fish like in the stories, then the fish half would probably fart the same way real fish do, little bubbles from digestion or swallowed air, most of it out the gills, some out the back end.
So whenever you're watching Little Mermaid and they're swimming around, there's like those little tiny bubbles. That's because Ariel's farting. Yeah.
Dude, I always learn something new every time I come to the Secret Society of Good Guys. Like
Same.
I did not think she was going to have an answer.
Me neither.
It was very specific. It was like a herring, right? Like a herring has the loudest fish fart. All right.
Like herrings are known for it. Like
Next time you're out somewhere and someone orders herring, you could be like, "Oh."
Dude, I found out about this weird crab. I forgot the name of it. Apparently it has the like wildest, heaviest, hardest punches or something like that. And apparently the type of shock wave that it produces after like the punch is hit, like that shock wave of energy that follows the punch, it's like you're getting hit for a second time. But that energy bubble is so powerful and so hot, it almost like, you know how they had a bubble and they added a lot of pressure and it heated up and it turned into like a star? And you've seen that
It's
video?
called a pistol shrimp. That's
Yes,
the things, yeah. And it like when it punches, it basically, I can't remember how fast it is, but it's literally like a bullet going off underwater, and the vacuum that it creates from just moving its arm as the water rushes in to fill that space, it vaporizes and it creates like a light, and it sounds like a bang. That's why they call it a pistol shrimp, is because if you take a picture of it and you do or a video in slow motion, you actually see like a little explosion and you hear a loud bang noise. And they can use these things to basically knock a fish out or knock anything out.
It's so wild. I'm like, how is that possible in the water to have that type of speed and energy from a little being that small to produce that much power? Like literally to knock anything out unconscious and kill it. Pop, with one punch. One punch man.
Like that. Wait, let me see. This little shrimp, it does it in slow motion. Look at that little
There's
thing.
a shrimp and there's also a crab too. That does something similar.
Before we get in trouble. That's the thing I care about. I'm like, oh, we'll get in trouble for a pistol shrimp.
Probably would.
What else is happening this week? Anything? I know it's been crazy. I know people are...
It's been crazy. I've had a huge backlog of videos that I just hadn't got around to editing, and I finally did it. So now there's like 30 or 40 episodes of Under the Docks on my YouTube. They'll be coming out once a week through like February or March, I think, of next year. But if you're a member, you can watch all of them right now, on the YouTube channel or on Patreon. So I've got like 40 of them, and they're between Cartoon Cabal, where we've been watching a whole bunch of animated movies. We just did Cool World with Anna Nicole Wordsmith. That one was a really good one, where basically there's clowns and there's Nephilim in Cool World. And if you look at the actual premise of Cool World, it's that cartoons aren't allowed to have sex with humans, which is the exact same story of the Nephilim, right? So like it was a cool little rabbit hole. So if you're interested in that one, you should go and check that out. I think it went live last week on YouTube, so you can watch it for free.
I think Anna Nicole Wordsmith, she's another one. You guys, if you don't follow her already, you should totally go over to her account and follow her. She's so, I just appreciate people with different apertures and how they look at like breaking down things. And she's big into etymology, and I think she does some gematria. She has her own views of things and symbols that she puts out, and her snake day for the 16th was hella interesting. So I think you guys should all check her out anywhere that you can listen to her. I was just
I've been trying to get her to come on, but it's too late. We need an earlier version to get some of the normies on.
I know. She's just fun. Like, I've watched her with you and Zertis, and I'm like, I like shows like that. What's the other dude that you do with Think Tank?
David Charles Plate. And actually, I've got a comic that I've been working with him on for a couple years. It's like all the art's finally done. And it's going to be called This Is Your Life, which is a nod to the very first Jack Chick comic, which was called This Was Your Life. But This Is Your Life, it's basically about the Golden Bough and Stanley Kubrick and Kabbalah and the Tarot, like all combined into one crazy pamphlet full of, it's basically like a think tank comic.
What I like about Think Tank is it's one of the few shows, I feel like everyone comes to a lot of podcasts and they're like, here's my stuff I know, and then they stay in this thing. Think Tank's kind of fun because you guys just throw out ideas and everybody just kind of mix together, what they think of it or kind of break it down on the spot. And I kind of like that about it. Like, it's in real time happening that you guys are like, oh, or I read this, or to add to what you just said. It's really interesting.
It feels like jazz, like the band gets together and they just jam for a couple hours, once a week.
And you guys have a good chemistry. That's why I wanted to shout out David too. I feel like and he's come and hung out with us before, and it's like, obviously I know you and Zertis is an easy name to remember. But I've also been checking out NDS.
You should pop on. The next time we're doing a show, I'll send you a link. You should just join it.
Anytime. Sometimes I will say, for any of my friends that invite me, it's like once I have you on the big screen of my house and then I'm in your chat on my phone, it's so hard for me to leave my comfort to come in here. That's it. It's like I'm enjoying myself, like watching you up there. But I always want to come hang out with everybody. But your guys' show is hella fun. That and I also, NDS, I've been watching Nephilim Death Squad this week, and I just think they have a funny chemistry. And Matt on their show, he is such a good straight man for them on the show, and what he adds to it, if no one's checked it out, and how he's taught himself the Bible, and he has no bias on why he believes what he believes. He's not a conspiracy theorist. Like, he's coming into everything.
I'll make him one. I'll get him there. I'll turn him into a conspiracy theorist.
He's hella open to every idea. That's what I kind of like too. He's not anti any ideas. He's just going by what he knows. But I just, at first I was like, straight Bible, but now I've really enjoyed it. And I also just think whatever the chemistry is and whatever the world is, just Top feels chill and a little more like he is, like, not that he was always like stricter, but he just feels a little goofier too. And whatever their chemistry is of not having to like prepare always for a show and just show up and shoot the shit, I kind of am liking it. Like I'm liking them. Also, they have Nancy in their booth. I don't know who this person is, obviously, but I just think she's a great producer. So I'm enjoying the production of their show as well. So anyways, if you guys haven't checked it out, you might think it's not like necessarily your topic because it's so biblical, but the way they're breaking down things, like they have Thomas on.
Well,
Like,
funny you mentioned it because last time I was there, Matt gave me this book to read called "The Woman Rides the Beast" by Dave Hunt. It was a thick book, and as you can see, I read it, and I've got a bunch of notes. So I'm going to be going there next week, and we're going to be talking about this book in studio. So yeah, I highly recommend it. Even if you're not big into the Bible, it's called Straight Bible. Is the show that they do with Matt. But Matt also will just come on like NDS Chronicles, or he'll be on just like random. And he plays a good straight guy because he's wholesome, but he also knows what he's talking about. He's not like a bumpkin about it. So I don't know. I really like Matt.
I will say he knows the Bible, like, and it's like a compliment to Abbie. She's not here, but there's very few people you meet that it's like they're not just like spitting off a scripture that's the one scripture and using ChatGPT to try to debate things and like pull stuff out. They just know what they know. And Matt is like a male version of Abbie, where it's just like, no, she has all this in her actual brain. She actually felt it all out. She knows what different theories exist about each of these words. She doesn't just have a bias, and this is the thing. And that's kind of how I feel about Matt. He's like, this is the word. And then he studied the word in other contexts as well. So I don't know. I find it interesting. And I just kind of like sometimes when there's in the world we're in that we all just talk about things like, oh, the 9/11 of it all and the TPUSA of it all. And we don't ever go into shit. I like sometimes when you have a person in the room that, are you
Abbie?
Oh yeah. Shout out to Abbie. Is she in the chat?
Yeah.
Oh. Here, wait, let me go down and find it. Shout out to Abbie. But they are, I just think also like Joel Osteen was brought up, or there's this whole new thing with the T Online with Jay Dyer and kind of Owen Benjamin, and Jay Dyer kind of going at it, which it's funny to me with the TPUSA of it all is like we're getting this regurgitation of Protestants versus Catholics, like in our timeline, resurge in like this way that it's like, whoa.
This one's interesting though, because now it's Protestant versus Orthodox, right?
Ortho bros.
Which is not the same as Catholic, because you've got Catholic and then you've got Orthodox and then you've got Protestant, and those are like the three main buckets. And then you've got like Lutherans and stuff, but those are like the three main buckets, right? And there was a schism between the Catholics and the Orthodox, where the Orthodox believed in having a church and having like different people within the church, but they didn't necessarily believe in the Pope, and that the Pope was infallible and that Rome was infallible. So like they have their own version, which is kind of like Catholicism, but not, because it's minus Rome. And then the Protestants, which are against Orthodoxy and against the Catholics, right? So it's an interesting mix between just those three. And then once you get into what people call Protestants, Protestant is like everything that's rejecting the church, which means like the other 29,000 denominations.
Y'all, Owen Benjamin, though, he like Jay Dyer was on Tucker Carlson. So this is this other thing like we're watching happening where it's like this peel out of like outskirts of layers onto these like more mainstream things. And so Jay Dyer was on Tucker Carlson, and then he came on and talked about like, I don't even remember what I said. And like the way he talked about it, I don't even know if he said it like that anymore, but I watched Owen Benjamin talk about it. And so he goes through and like pauses it and he's like, oh, my tummy wummy. Like I almost, it's so stupid, you guys. It made me actually LOL, where even at one point, Owen Benjamin goes, oh, I don't know. Maybe I found it at the Council of Nicey Wicey. Like, I don't know. It was like, no, it was like the level of conspiracy you even have to know to get how funny that is. But that's kind of what cracks me up about Owen Benjamin is like the more tism his comedy brain fills with all this information, the more all this stuff is coming to play. So if you, I'm like, like, it's kind of 6 minutes long, but you guys should go find it. I think I posted it on my X page. And it's just Owen Benjamin talking about Jay Dyer in this thing. But, that's the other thing I wanted to bring up with Donut that I think is kind of funny, that it's part of the ritual, maybe, that Jay diarrhea.
Oh, yeah.
And the only reason I say it is because I feel like Owen Benjamin or somebody in his comments, because sometimes when people are just so funny, I just find people online so humorous that they're just like,
Hey, Riggs, listen, if they're compromised, I get it. Times are tough. The economy's a little wonky.
Well, I feel like what we get from them, like the reaction video where like an influencer breaks down another influencer and they're kind of being harsh on it. I just see this as like Macho Man Randy Savage and Hulk Hogan doing their promos for each other. Like, oh, Hulkster, blah, blah. Like that's just kind of like a weaker, lamer version of it, but it's with comedians and podcasters. But it's the exact same dynamic for the exact same reasons.
Yeah, create your own like conversation about like whatever. It might not be like popular, but then it'll spread and like, who are these guys? So it's like free advertisement.
It's the clavicular.
Drama.
He realized if he had his clippers just put out clips of him praising him, nobody gave a shit. But if he had his clippers start training to put out clips hating him, then everybody wanted to watch him. And so it's the same thing. You don't have to turn into a fight because you want your favorite guy to win. You could just want your least favorite guy to lose. And that's, you guys, I'm just going to play a little bit of it just because I'm like, this is so funny to me. It's so stupid. Okay, let me see.
Never worked in Hollywood and he wanted to.
And no wonder the Protestants are so mad. I was, like I said, I was operating on 5 hours of sleep. I don't even remember all the shit I talked about. So now
he blacked out because he only had 5 hours of sleep.
Watching this back, I'm like, oh, okay. Now I see why Protestants are getting mad, because I'm literally calling out their whole religion as an NGO.
What in the fuck, man? His channel's called Jay's Analysis. It's Jay's Anal ISIS.
Like, no wonder they're like losing their mind, dude. I didn't realize. I forgot how much of, because my memory was kind of like, I mean, you fly in, 5 hours sleep, spend all day with Tucker, you film, and then you fly back. So I'm like, I don't even remember all the stuff I talked about.
You fly in, memory goes out.
I don't even remember talking about all this. I was just like, I remember taking my...
What's it like being that cool, right? Where you're wearing a hat and shades and you don't even remember taking it to the Protestants because you only had a 5 hour nappy. Like the characters that I would make about these people did not even, it's worse.
Ethylene blue, and I took a NAD, and so I just like machine gunned all of this out with 5 hours of sleep. And then looking back, I'm like, okay, no wonder that we're only 15 minutes in and we're just like literally going after the heart of...
He sounds like he's going to puke. He's like, we're literally only 15 minutes in.
I was super tired. I had a horrible meal that upset my tummy.
But someone flies you in, they give you a meal, you're like, I had a terrible meal. My tummy. Like, what in the fuck?
So...
My tum-tum.
I was just laying. I had to take a melatonin gummy.
Dude, these people are like little toddlers.
I'm more like I had to take a melanin gummy. That didn't kick in until like 4 in the morning. So, and then you're up at night.
Dude, if a gummy kicks in for you, you're gay. Congratulations.
Trying to have eggy waggies with.
Dude, what is? Because I never listen to these people. People would just send me clips of him talking shit about me, him tweeting about me. So I'm a little aware of what he talks about, but this was the first time I'm like listening to the guy, and it's crazy bad. He's like, the eggy waggy, and I'm like, I shit myself.
Tucky wucky. So, man, I don't remember saying any of this stuff. I mean, it's coming back to me now, but like, no, I was drugged in the sense of melatonin.
Because he's a faggy waggy.
By the way, this always happens when we travel because I have such a terrible stomach diet issue. When we travel, I have to find some local place to eat, and it's always like,
who the fuck would look and listen to this guy and be like, yeah, that guy's really tuned into the higher power. He's like the weakest, gayest.
I can either not eat and be
It's like I could either not eat and be totally cramped, or like just settle for eggy weggy.
frail and out of my mind, or I can eat and have like.
It's always these guys like Andrew Wilson, Orthobro, with Jay Diarian. They're the weakest men you will ever meet in your life. That's why the pickle jar thing is so funny. It's this like meek, weak, sickly guy.
Why when he says it?
And those are the guys that are like, but only through the Lord Jesus. Like they're like the most arrogant. That's why I find them fascinating.
Explosive.
Thank you.
IBS is.
Dude, what in the fuck is wrong with him?
Retired.
I just remember being a cranky wanky, a faggy waggy, a lippy slippy, and a douchey wooshy.
Horrible meal that upset my tummy.
Horrible meal? You ungrateful little fuck. The food was not even good.
Tucky wucky.
My tum-tum.
My tum-tum.
So
my tummy.
I was just laying. I had to take a melatonin gummy. I had to take a melanin gummy.
that the joke literally implies that he sucked a black man's penis. Fact. What does taking a melanin gummy mean other than that?
I was taking a melatonin gummy just to go to sleep, and that didn't kick in until like 4 a.m. So and then you're up at 9 to have.
When you're up at 9, it's like when we travel, I have to bring my own lubes.
Eggy waggies with tucky wucky. So
dude, this guy sucks so bad. If someone called me Owie Blowy or Owen Goen, I'd be like, I'd get a manslaughtery chargy wargy possibly.
Man, I don't remember saying any of this stuff. I mean, it's coming back to
dude, he's so cool. I mean, he doesn't even remember. Oh, fucking tookie wookie Donnie Wanna.
No, I was drugged in the sense of melatonin. By the way, this always happens when we travel because I have such a terrible stomach.
This always happens.
Diet issue. When we travel, I have to find some local place to eat, and it's.
I mean, can you imagine? Wow. I have to go find a local place where they prepare me food, and sometimes it makes me poopy.
It's like the worst. And then, so I can either.
It's the worst.
Not eat and be like frail and out of my mind, or I can eat.
I mean, when I don't eat, I get real gay way. I sucky bucky.
Eat and have like explosive.
The Council of Nicey Wicey.
IBS issues, and then try to do interviews.
He just graphically described shitting in a toilet explosively, and then loudly is sipping into a microphone.
Toilet.
He's like, oh.
This part.
Oh, Jesus, you could hear it. It's like, oh. The narcissism, man.
Anyway.
You see? This is what I say, but when it's from a man, it just sounds different. You know what I'm saying? He's calling me out, and I'll call it out just like he does. I fucking love it.
I just felt like it was kind of part of Donut's Illuminati toilet. Like everything that he said, and like right when he's like, oh, and the whatever blue, the like
wacky, wacky, toky, smoky.
I don't know if you guys like how familiar are with Jay's stuff, but he's got this thing called cringecore that he'll post like music videos, and it's like cringe maxing, and I feel like that like part of it is the shtick, right? So if you're not familiar with that, then it's easy to be like, look at this idiot that's like saying all this like super cringe things. Like that's literally what he calls this kind of performance art, is like a cringecore performance, right? He's like a writer for Sam Hyde.
Isn't he the one that when we were at Bohemian Grove, like we're doing our shit, we're selling, we got Paranoid American merch and tables, and then all of a sudden he just put his books on the corner of the table and acted like we were salespeople that were just paid by the event to sell his books.
Yeah, literally.
I was happy too. I kind of like his book, The Esoteric Hollywood. But and you know what's funny is that he had to leave Bohemian Grove early because he had like a stomach thing that he was dealing with because of exactly what he was just describing there.
He has an upset. He has IBS. He has an upset bell.
shit.
But I
Whoa.
haven't heard him do
That was
debates.
funny.
I know there is like this new debate structure that everybody's trying to be like Andrew Wilson and Jay Dyer. Which, by the way, Thomas did another debate over with
Oh yeah, I
Ben
almost
and
forgot
Sarah
about that one.
on
Like,
the Raging Tomato. If you guys want to go and find that, there is a new debate over there as well.
it was an interesting one. It was interesting. Apparently, the guy wasn't very happy, and he won't be coming back. But the debate was supposed to be about how AI requires a post-capitalist system, which is like such a vague premise that it felt like an easy win. And then as soon as it started, it really just turned into this guy's soapbox about why socialism should take over capitalism. And I guess when he said that, the entire panel and all the viewers and everyone was like anti this guy. And we didn't even really get to debate the finer points because he was just there to promote socialism. So then it just turned into like 20 versus 1, you know, everyone attacked the socialist and he didn't like it. At one point, I think I just asked him for, you know, proof of the info. Like he brought up some number. He said, you know, like X amount of people are going to be out of job. And he had earlier in the debate said like, well, you don't have any data points. You're just making conjecture. You're just like saying things. So when he brought up that stat, I was like, well, that sounds like a very specific stat. Where'd you get that data from? And he was like, well, I was going to show it to you, but no, I'm not going to share it to you because you guys are being assholes. And that was the end of the debate.
Layla has to fly out. She could have said goodbye if she wanted. I enjoyed it. I thought it was interesting. And I thought it's kind of funny, too, how we just disagree about every single thing in the world, everyone, all the time. But there's a few things that are just brought up that everybody is just like a wave. And starting out, it was just like he's the one who made himself the socialist on the panel. And I just, at first, I felt like everybody in the comments or the people that were on the panel, they were coming on to debate you both. And then his own argument turned him into this thing. By the time all the panelists got there, they were all anti-socialist. It didn't matter if they were anti-government. It didn't matter if they were Republican or Democrat or a libby or whatever. It was just kind of funny that you didn't really have to say too much.
There was like not a single argument about AI except for the very end after he, you know, rage quit.
But I did think it was entertaining. So you guys, if you, and he totally did rage quit. And some people were getting intense, but no more intense than any other time before. It was just that he didn't make one good point. And I think the funniest part is he's like, oh, I have these thing. And you're like, okay, show it to me. No, I'm not anymore. I'm not going to show you.
He's like a toddler holding in his poop. That's kind of what it seemed like, right?
Yeah, it was just so weird. And he got so heated. It's always crazy to me that, like, if you are going to call me names, I'm going to call you names back. But I always think it's weird when people are like, okay, I guess we open this can of worms.
I like it. I mean, I guarantee you, I will never be the first one that, like, you know, like, I didn't draw first blood, right? Like Rambo. Like, I kind of played by Rambo rules. But if you draw first blood and you open the door, then I'm happy to play in the mud.
You're like, you're, but I do think like you're getting your debate chops down, like you're almost ready for it. Like when Sarah brings everybody to the gauntlet, you're like, okay.
Well, I told her if AI ever comes up again, I'm happy to be the one person, because it seems like that's the one thing that so many people disagree on. And I feel like, I mean, I know it enough to not just be pulling shit out of my ass. So
it is such an interesting topic.
It's not big conspiracy world. Like there's a lot of like anti-flat earth kind of stuff in there, but I don't think that the audience on that particular show, like they would get into the intricacies of, you know, did Rosicrucians overlap with Freemasons or something. It's not that type of, like, it's way more normie, which is fun because I think there was a 9/11 one that came up at one point, but that one is a topic that I actually feel like so passionate about that I would need to take like 3 months and like study up and actually get all the information together. And I don't even know if I really want to do that. I don't know if I care about debate that much that I would, you know, offset everything else that I'm working on just to like debate about it.
There are such a that is like, what conspiracy topics do you want to bring to normies, and how do you want to bring them to normies? And once you know debate shows well enough, and that's where I like really give Sarah props, is she is intelligent and there is rules of debate, and she keeps them in this way and kind of has this like a little bit of soft, like she lays back unless she needs to. But in the conspiracy realm, you don't want to be the half-assed person to because you, like you were saying, you respect certain topics so much. You're like, I don't want to do something disservice. Like, I don't want to show up and like have these people that are, well, here's my 9/11 commission report. And you're like, okay, I have to rebone up on this. It's like a TV show I haven't seen in a decade.
Yeah, you become the straw man that they're all looking to just whip into submission and be like, see, we proved it. We proved that, everything is on the up and up. And Larry Silverstein was just like, oh, pull it. That's a normal thing to say.
Pull it. I know there's so many weird buildings in New York right now that are having that pull it issue that I think there's even like the thinnest building in the world right now. And they say it's swaying so bad that people are getting sick at the top. And it's like they were going to make like Billionaires Row or something. And they made all these new skyscrapers and it was supposed to be like the thinnest one in the world, but it sways so bad at the top when the wind's hitting it that I was like, oh shit. Like, I can't imagine you pay like $1 million to get an apartment you're seasick in. It'd be a nightmare.
They call it affluenza.
Yeah. And there's something that they said, like all these architects, oh, we designed the building. The wind's going to separate on it just perfectly and it just catches the wind. So it's the opposite. I'm like, New York City's in a weird way. They got a lot of weird stuff going on. Do we have anything other shit this week? I know we could talk about election stuff in China. And
I don't know anything about elections or China.
Oh, well, DJT came out yesterday and was like, there's going to be a new website and there's going to be new stuff coming out and it's going to be everything about the 2020 elections and all the voting machine connections through Dominion, maybe Smartmatic, and how they all, they didn't just affect our elections, it was other elections, and it all goes to China. And so this is this new thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I believe that they're rigged, but I feel like they're rigged for the highest bidder or whoever has the connection, and no one's going to get rid of the being rigged part. You know what I mean?
Well, that was the whole thing that I think he pretty much said in one of his speeches too, or in the speech, is that these machines are just shit. Like, essentially exactly what you're saying. Like, there's no way to fix these machines. There is a back door into all these machines, and the election whole process needs to be fixed.
Hey, I don't remember who I had the really long conversation about this, but it came down to paper ballots. Paper ballots is as crazy, as inefficient and old world as it sounds. It's probably the only way to actually have some sort of like relevant, traceable elections. Because the second it goes into the computer, you can't trust any of it anymore.
I agree with that. And my woo-woo head, like in the spell of it all, if it's vaulting, like if you're putting your energy towards something, because a lot of people are like, voting's not real, blah, 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 blah. And in a rigged system, it totally isn't. Like, everybody is feeling right. But then in just the like volt of elections, like electricity, and you're giving energy to something, then I just think your signature on it, like the same way as a written letter, is so much more valuable than a text. And we've lost this form of communication. And I think like putting lead on something or putting black ink on a legal document over blue, I think there's certain things that, yeah, they could just be common everyday things, but I think some things are really woo-woo. And so I think like bolting on a piece of paper that is a living thing is more valuable than electricity system. I agree with you on a woo-woo level of like typing with my thumbs or get off your dead ass, where people are like, oh, I just want Amazon to deliver my ballot. How about if you don't get off your dead ass, it's just not that worth it to you. Like, get off your dead ass and go and vote. But, and it's not just about president to me. I think I am positive that not all systems are rigged. but at the highest level they have to be. But it doesn't mean your town's rigged. But if you have voting machines in your town and all these voting machines are the same places, now you look at some of these like, oh, Minnesota, Michigan, Georgia, and you start to look at other things play out in these places and you're like, curious if nothing ever matters. But I think it's not like, I think when they really look into these, a weird thing that nobody talks about, and I always bring it up, Hillary Clinton stole the election from Bernie. And I think like all the way back then with these same machines in all the towns, and then the most relevant would be these machines are the machines in Los Angeles County where the election just happened. And so if they're watching all the computers and they can't do it that way, they have to send in just enough ballots by mail to cover the nut. So then they count all the ballots by mail that get mailed in from somewhere, and they count them all, and every single ballot, not one goes for you. They all go for me. And I just needed that many to beat you. That's crazy shit. Like, come on. And it doesn't matter. You could believe it's not real, but the idea that it's like, there's not election fraud. Like 2 networks weren't even going to show it. 2 big networks that we've grown up with America trusting. They were like, we're not showing Trump's speech because he always lies.
I feel like the election fraud debunkers, it's like the same with Satanic Panic, where they say, oh no, it was all fake. Not that individual like election fraud or individual like satanic rituals and murders were happening, but it gets debunked when they say it just happens in such small numbers and they're not coordinated enough, and there's not like, they're not making an impact nationally to cause any real concern. So like all the concern, that's the part that they try and debunk, but they don't really say that it doesn't happen. And I get in my mind, the real question is just, can any system be rigged? And I think inherently, yes, every single system can be rigged. So then the whole premise is that if everyone agrees, okay, this system can be rigged, then we need to protect it. We need to have all sorts of markers to know if it's being rigged so that it's easier to tell. But there's a whole entire group of a population that just refuse to believe that it could be rigged to begin with. So if that's where your baseline is, first you have to convince somebody that the system that they're operating on has all sorts of security holes. And once they acknowledge that, if they ever acknowledge that, then you can start talking about, okay, well now it's not about if it can be rigged, it's if it has been rigged. And that seems like an obvious yes as well, right? Like if the system can be rigged and there's people that don't believe it can be, then it makes it so much easier to just do the whole thing.
And it just seems kind of, when you look at where these machines all are and you look at these career politicians, that you're like, how the fuck does Nancy Pelosi get voted in again and again and again? And it's like, these are where all these machines are. And it's not about her, because you look at creepy bushes. Like, it's not just a blue or red thing. This is where I agree with people, 2 wings of the fucking same bird. There is like a whole network of people that they want to get in. And when you look at and everybody just says Dominion too, but there's a list of them, and they were all involved in other elections. It's not just our election. It's like Venezuela elections, maybe an election where somebody just like Bibi Netanyahu, like there's other places that are using these same fucking machines. And if they can just be manipulated so easily, then like even the illusion of the idea, let's say it was just like, okay, we're going to get rid of politicians, but still as a public, we're going to have to vote on laws. Well, we can't do it this way. Like whatever system we decide to go with next, it can't really be under a digital system. And everyone's like, oh, well, this is blockchain. I did see that. Let me see if Mythocast, because he was like, they are not for AI at all. He has a conspiracy about the AI data centers, and I like new conspiracies. They are not for AI at all. Brink? They are for the simulation prediction models that are simulating our digital twins and allowing them to use these predictions to push things into our algorithms.
I mean, isn't that the same thing? Wouldn't a simulation prediction model be AI? If you're building a model that's good at predicting things, then that means it is intelligent enough to predict things. So it's artificial intelligence, right? It seems like the same thing.
Yeah. It's all just part of I don't know. I think there's something the fight against AI is where they're using all this flock information, and then this is what they need the data centers for. To me, the flock information is small compared to the quantum information that they'd actually need the data centers for. Like them recording us, I do think people need to pay attention to Flock and Ring and every one of if you're getting a camera from somewhere and you're downloading an app, you need to look into where that company sells that information if Flock cameras are also something that bother you. Because Ring cameras are doing the exact same thing, and you might be like, well, Ring's on my house. But cool, you're across the street from me. Why do I need your Ring constantly recording me? So it might not have anything to do with you, but if you're checking some box that it's allowed to sell information to Flock, now your camera's just on all the time, and I'm just playing with my kids in the street. Like, that's weird.
But it doesn't matter what that company has deals with or who they're selling your data to, because the government has their own backdoors to access that anyways. And the way that it works now is that the government will contract a private company to sort of be the middleman whenever they need to interact with private data. That way, if a private company has a security breach, right, then they can settle it in civil court or whatever, and it doesn't actually touch the government. But the government's the one that like knows about the leak and can basically make use of that leak. So they use these private industries as like this little barrier, like it's a legal buffer, so that the leaks can happen outside of the state. Like it's designed to be that way. So it doesn't matter if Ring has, or if you sign up for like whatever the secure version, the blockchain version of Ring, like it still has a backdoor, guaranteed.
Still has a way to send
the
your
little
shit.
microcontrollers built into the freaking firmware, they themselves have backdoors, so there's no way around it.
I will say, you guys, if you put it in because everybody just thinks pole, solar panel, camera. But it is like those things that they would wheel in for police departments that would test your speed, and you would get the speed monitor. That is how a lot of the flocks look. They're wheeled in somewhere, and so they almost hide a little bit to you, that you're almost like, oh, what is that doing in my town? And they just showed up. And I live in a pretty small town. There is flocks at the boat ramps. There's flocks at the resort entrances and exits. There's flocks down out at the swamp where people go out in the airboats. Like, where they're recording isn't just about our speed. It's they're getting different information for some reason, and they could be like, oh, we just want to make sure that China isn't dumping frogs into the water, but so I don't want to lose my privacy for that. And I think this constant fear of it doesn't matter, illegal immigrants, war, terrorism, whatever thing that they're putting in it, like I don't know. It just seems
I think part of it too is right now the way that, and like humans in general, but the way that we're treating AI, it's the same way as if you have your toddler make you breakfast, right? They're going to go in to the kitchen and they're just going to put like all of their favorite foods into a big bowl and mix it together and think that they can put it like the oven or something, and it's going to turn into like this meal. And I think what we're doing now with like the flock cameras and with all the data aggregation, we're just feeding it to AI. Like, here's a whole bunch of information. Can you use any of this? Is any of this important? Can this make money? And there might be a way that the flock camera that's at the dock is analyzing the waves, and it can do a pattern recognition and detect when fish are going to be in the water more so than others. Like, who knows what it's going to be able to find out. So I think that's a lot of these AI data centers, is just we have all this data, and now it feels like we're behind the times a little bit. Like, we need to collect as much data and feed it to our AI as quickly as we can before anyone else does, because we want the first one that like actually achieves real artificial intelligence. Like, it's basically we're in a whole new arms race right now, but it seems like it's just a bunch of tech nerds, but it's not. This is 100% military operation. Like, whoever wins this particular AI war essentially gets to win all wars in the future. I mean, that's potentially what we're talking about. So I don't see a difference between these data centers and just straight up like military solutions, right? Like, if push came to shove, the military would come in and take command over these data centers. They would declare that this is a matter of national security. They've already done it a few times.
It makes sense to me too, because I keep seeing things about like our kids' boots on the ground and drafts and drafts and drafts. And I'm like, y'all, that's such old hat warfare. Like humans cost too much money to feed and
That's
clothe.
pre-1990s even.
Yeah, like I'm like 100 drones can now be controlled by one good dude, and even 1,000 can be controlled by one good program. So I'm like, this idea that I just think we are headed to such a place, like you're saying, where the arms race is all computers. And I do even think Project Bluebeam can be a faux sentient AI. I think that is easier for them to pull off than an alien invasion. Alien invasion needs so many holograms and people in suits and freaking, it's like, oh, that production's so expensive. But pretend the AI went sentient and keep dropping little stories online. And then, oh my gosh, there's these drones. We can't control them. Terminator 2. But it'd be so easy. It would just be the easiest thing to pull off. But
and it's not even like you have to have AI driving tanks and drones. You would just have your AI hack into the infrastructure of a major city and shut down their power grid. And then there you go. Like the end. You don't even have to do an invasion.
No, done and done. I'm waiting. That's where I think that the next part of the whole movie we're watching, even just the way like Trump came out and gave a speech, and it was like clockwork, like Schumer, Pelosi, Clinton, Schiff. It was like what they wrote about his speech was like, this is so crazy. And just with little minimal research, I could put in, what are Nancy Pelosi's husband's business dealings with China? You could even use ChatGPT or AI and just be like, hey, how many trips did Obama take to China and what for? And
or
what
Vietnam.
Yeah, and like you can start, but even when you look into that stuff, that's where it's like, okay, Mitch McConnell's wife, China, like everybody's like, oh, that's his China handler. Prescott Bush, Chinamen, like they always said that about him. All the Bushes, like, oh, it kind of is like we sometimes joke that they're this old empire. Like we just celebrated our little 250th birthday, and we're like this flea to them, like this thing. Like we just think, oh, we're so schlick. But I'm like, they built our railroads. Anytime you dug ever in your life, your grandparent would be like, where are you digging, China? They didn't say, where are you digging, Israel?
Well, they technically built our CIA in a way because Skull and Bones, created by Taft, essentially, right? And when Skull and Bones was created, I'm blanking on the other guy, founder's name, William Russell. And I think Russell and company, they basically made their money by smuggling opium in and out of China. So like all of the money, it was basically piracy. There were drug smugglers in and out of China when it was supposed to be illegal. So that's where they basically raised enough to create Yale raised enough to create the Skull and Bones, and then that led on to create basically the beginnings of OSS and CIA. But none of that would happen if it weren't for illicit drug trade directly out of China. So technically, China funded the CIA, even if it indirectly.
Also, all the PPE that was coming ashore, that I believe that's the reason everyone got sick, was the masks and the nose swabs. I think they were like putting shit in them and then incubating it. All that shit was coming from China. And they kept trying to send us shit. And then they were like, Donald Trump's such a xenophobe because he won't let the Chinese PPE on shore. And like, there's just like too much stuff that for so many years, Hillary's bathroom server sent real-time information to China. Like, this is like stuff so far back that it's like, oh my gosh, the whole story. When you look up Obama's trip, even like Jim Acosta came out and said something, and I'm like, hey Siri, when was the last time Jim Acosta was in China? Oh, he went there with the Obama to cover his speech at blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, this is so fantastic. And I think they all dress like little Chinese dignitaries. Like Hillary's outfits, China is shit. China as shit. Hillary looks like a little, like she could just be like, and now I run China. But I don't know. I think it's interesting.
She looks like Mao, yeah.
So, because it's making people so heated too, because they're like, oh, and China really did 9/11. And I'm like, you guys, both things can be true at once. I think everybody hates us. Like
Everybody did 9/11. Like just like everybody shot JFK.
Yeah, like I think everybody truly hates us. Like I don't like if we were some kind of quote unquote world power, no one liked it. And so it's always been like sometimes they work together over here and sometimes they work together over here. But then I even think the politicians of these places, when you start looking where I'm like, when was the last time Bibi Netanyahu was in China? Thank you. And I start laying it over for real, like clear, transparent papers from overhead projectors. And you start seeing like a clear, like, it's not that they're in control of anything. Cause I'm like you, where I'm like, you cannot even spell China without the letter CIA. Where even back to the Tatarian kids, the Great Wall of China is built toward them. Like it is not built. And the only other place on the planet where you're like, oh, they have a wall, Israel. And so I'm just like, I don't know, but I think it's dragons.
It's dragons?
Yeah, I'm like, I'm going to get so far off the rails because I'm about to say goodnight to everyone. Do you have anything else you want to plug this week or anything fun?
It looks like the next big comic's coming up. I've been talking to Sam. Hopefully this weekend we're going to figure out the launch date for Chaos Twins issue 2. But if you haven't already, go to chaostwins.com and it should bring you to the Indiegogo page for issue 2. And then also satanicpaniccomic.com. That's going to be the next one that I'm announcing, the next Kickstarter. I haven't done one in over a year, I think, since Illuminati Comics. So I've got so many lined up. It just takes forever to get these campaigns together. So that's the next big one, satanicpaniccomic.com.
I think the timing on it's perfect. I think everybody needs to... I don't know. I think a lot of the names that connect and stuff come up.
I thought I was done with it. Like it was all like lettered, colored, everything was complete. And then I was going back through and it was like, this is an important enough topic to me that I'm only going to do this once, right? I'm not going to have like a volume 2 and a volume 3. I'm going to move on to the next thing. So I wanted this one to be like fully comprehensive. And I was kind of ignoring some of the original like blood libel stuff. So I went back through and I just added like another 36 pages to it this week, and now I'm gonna have all those pages added to it. But it is gonna be very, very definitive. Like if you had any question about any real satanic panic rituals and murders and underground crime syndicates and anything dating back to the 1100s up to 2026, I've got it all in there now. Some of it was real controversial, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to include it, and I was like, yeah, let's just do it.
Yeah, I feel like the world's ready now. Like if 5 years ago you would have had to like sugarcoat some stuff, but I feel like there's enough stuff now. You just look at any New York Times, any story in the comments section, I'm like, whoa, people are on one.
Well, my plan for this one, like for all of them, is to just state objective facts, but give them just enough context and a little image that the objective fact will invite people like, oh, that's not true, or like, wait a minute. But if objectively everything will be true that's stated, but it's going to weave a story that's probably going to raise eyebrows on different sides.
All right. Well, you guys, we love you so much, and shout out to Donut, and check out Illuminati Comic everywhere. And shout out to Layla, and shout out to Abbie if she's still listening. And we love our audience so much. We do have the best chat in the world, and I don't care. Everybody else can suck it when it comes to that. But I know some of you that are really cool. I see you in other chats around. I see you causing trouble. So anyways, we love you, and we will see you very soon. And make sure you turn your volume down because Juliette Lewis brings it. And I am going to make an end version that's a little quieter. I'm going to figure out something to put on, like a different, like a mellow version of Secret Society of Good Guys jazz on the way out.
Ooh, I like that. I kind of like
it needs to be a slower version. It can't hit this hard at the end because there's a lot of people that fall asleep listening to us and then they wake up to this bitch yelling.
We could just do like a lounge version of one of our songs that we've got.
I would love like a crooner, Frank Sinatra-y, lounge lizard type thing. I think it'd be good for the end. Anyways, XOXO, you guys. Bye.
Can you save us, Britney Spears? Can we be saved? God, why is Satan controlling the universe?
Here comes to think we knew is constantly exposing woo. Our possibilities come true. So what we do is call out to the good guys, good guys. Witches, widows, MAGA, mystics, entertaining cunnilinguists, good guys. The forum of the quorum needs a secretive society to advance our philosophies intentionally, magically, good guys. Conspiracy, sex, culture, Jamaicans, it's okay to change your thinking, good guys. Good guys, good guys, good guys. The world we used to think we knew is constantly exposing woo. Our possibilities come true. So what we do is call out to the good guys, good guys. Witches, widows, MAGA, mystics, entertaining cunnilinguists, good guys. The forum of the quorum needs a secretive society to advance our philosophies intentionally, magically, good guys. Conspiracy, sex, culture, Jamaicans, it's okay to change your thinking, good guys. Good guys, good guys, good guys.
Hold me there. You want the bamba? You want to cheer with the big boys? Some of the move, get you with the herb, get the other map, and the drug cup. Ah, here. Let me see how the thing goes.